This was me. Well, not really, but you get the point. I always loved stories, and not just the fonts and pictures, but the heroes and settings that they painted in an extraordinary light. I always loved cracking a new book and learning what villain would be vanquished by an unsuspecting hero. Or finding a new hidden spot to read about the forbidden passion between two unsullied lovers. I would read about the elves of the forest, and the dangerous lands that they would call their home. I would dream about the sailors of the West and the ships assaulted by gigantic beasts from underwater, or the mermaids who would eventually lure those brave men to their deaths. I could imagine the beating wings and formidable roar of a wyvern's fire, or the ancient cities that were once laid to waste from that same beast. I can see through the eyes of the woodland druids and their ability to reshape and fly. I can feel the heat of the blacksmith's fire, while the clerics are doing their work in the camps of battle. These stories are not just read, they're imagination. So hold steady, and let me tell you a story of Dungeons and Dragons.
A commanding and tough bruiser, with a body built like a wall, nothing can stand in the way of the cutter, a born leader with more muscle than most. A deadly marksman and tracker, with eyes sharper than a knife point, nothing escapes the hound, highly focused and only interested in the hunt. A saboteur and technician who can analyze everything you do. There's nothing the leech cannot create, destroying you by turning your own weapons against you. A stealthy infiltrator and a scout with reflexes faster than a bullet. Nothing can hide from the lurk. A daredevil who plays in the shadows that are around you. A subtle manipulator and spy, a silver tongue calling to you. Nothing can deceive the slide. Hidden in plain sight, stood right in front of you with a dagger at your neck. A devious mastermind, a mind more complex than you know. There's nothing the spider does not know, connected to everybody in the city, even you. An occult adept and summoner, whose iron will is unbreakable. There is nothing the whisper won't do. With strange methods, anything is possible in the realms of magic. Who will be in your crew?
Right.
That's not too bad.
Hello!
It's not too bad. It could have been worse.
Oh my
Challenge
god.
accepted.
Hello, everybody.
Andy, next year we have to make it worse.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As expected,
Yeah.
Cry did a quick wardrobe change and he's now invisible.
Yeah.
For anyone who wasn't aware of that, I was hidden from everyone, so they didn't get to see me until you did. They
Yeah.
were dreading. They could hear the bell, but they couldn't actually see what was going on.
No one will ever know how you fit into your tiny elf-sized clothes.
Woo.
Santa's with us all day.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Santa's down there in disappointment in us.
No, I think Santa's in shock. He hasn't moved in like 20 minutes.
I think.
Santa disapproves.
Yep.
He's the sternest looking Santa ever, isn't he?
That's how he's going to be all night. Isn't it?
Yeah. Santa's like, Blitzen, bring me the P45s.
Oh dear. So welcome everybody. This is quite possibly the last Infinite Monkey Tales stream of the year. Not ever. Not ever. Just the year. Yeah, we were going to be doing a Blades episode to wrap it up. Unfortunately, Mark is a little under the weather at the moment. He's got a bit of a man flu, so he's gone to bed. And just sent him off with a hot toddy and everything, and we've decided that we would have our office Christmas party here for all you to see. So
Help.
No, he's not. He's not. He must be man flu. Because I actually said to him, "Shall I warm your room up or do something like that?" And he went, "No."
Oh, it must be a serious man flu then.
Man flu
wow.
is serious. Come on.
It is very serious. It affects 100% of the male population.
God's sake.
Shocking. It's devastating.
No.
Shouldn't be making jokes.
No.
Well, get well
So
soon.
welcome. Yeah, to get well
He's
soon,
watching.
Mark.
I think he's showing in the chat, so he's probably fell asleep by now, waiting.
Yeah. So
Sleep and plenty of fluids.
instead, we've got a bit of a wind down session planned for you. We have coming up on tonight's
Did you have
show.
that prepared?
We did. We got a D&D themed quiz, or should I say a TTRPG themed quiz, because it includes things not D&D related. We've got some Q&As to do that you guys have asked us, or we have thought that maybe you want to know. We're going to discuss that. And then we've also got a little makeshift Infinite Monkey Tale Santa's Drop game, where we're going to set a score. We're going to publish the rules on the Discord, and if you can gather up 5 other friends to try it, see if you can beat our score. So it's a bit of a Christmas game for you all to try and see who can get the best score. If there's time, we'll probably try it twice to see who could do. There's different roles, so we'll see who can do the best. Lloyd, you're not leaving. Don't even try it. Yes, no one is held here at ransom. We should state that for the charity. If you are on the Discord, you'll know what's coming up in the new year and the whole plan behind the 3 campaigns that are going to rotate on the Saturday. We're all very much looking forward to that, and hopefully that'll start into full force. And do we have anything calendar-wise for January sorted yet?
Only the 3 games, and I think Carbon.
Yep.
Strain said Carbon was going to run. He said he could get back quite a few sessions out of that. And then last night's game, there's 2 more sessions to come out of that one. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's as far as my organising's got, to be fair. So, and Keen, I don't know where he is.
He's
Somewhere.
down there.
Yeah. He's arranging something as well, so there'll be some IMT sessions in funny hours.
Yep.
Not UK hours.
US hours.
Yeah. Get our imperialism. Look at that.
Yeah, colonial time. Yeah, what is that? Colonial time.
So yeah, so there's a few things. There's a few things muttering and stuff like that. But like it's like Mark finished work yesterday, so let's just over the next 2 weeks we're not working. So I will be bugging everyone again.
Yay!
So they'll be dead chuffed that Angela's on the rampage, going, "What are you doing? Give me some dates." So yeah. That's what I will be doing. You can't nod your head while you got that bell on because it's just annoying and I want to poke you.
Kill Jester.
Ah! Okay, I'm not going to rock my head too much because it actually hurts when it whacks me on the back.
I think that's just karma for you.
So yeah, that's where we're at with that.
So, what's everybody been up to for the Christmas scene? Has anyone got any fun plans? Lloyd, I know you were planning on doing a game over Christmas, weren't you?
Yes.
Well, it's nearer finished now.
I believe you worked really hard on it today.
Oh my god, it was a panic. Yeah, I was trying to do it for tonight, and then Photoshop and Roll20 were just making life extremely difficult. So I'm going to have it finished this weekend, and then I'm going to try to run it offline over Christmas week. So we can just have a low-tech, like, traditional RPG night. And it's basically the Grinch hires a bunch of movie villains as, like, a suicide squad to go and save Christmas.
So I was going to ask you about this, because I want to know where the Easter Bunny comes into play.
I mean, the Easter Bunny, their motivations are on their character sheet.
Oh, I want to know.
Maybe they'll share them with you, maybe they won't.
Oh, dear. Josh, have you got any games yet to do this year, or are you wrapped up now?
At this point, I just want to sleep for the rest of this year. We've got plenty of games coming in January.
Yeah. When you fall asleep and you wake up, you're like, what year is it? It's like, still 2020. No!
Oh! Yeah. Let's get rid of 2020.
Most definitely. Keen, you've still got... Are you still doing any more streams over on your channel?
I'm doing some random like mini painting streams as well as some gaming. And then starting January 8th, I'll actually be running a D&D 5e campaign for some beginners here, so they'll be learning on stream, and we're going to see how that goes. So that'll be at like 4 a.m. GMT. So
he'll also be planning the vampire game.
Yes!
Yes,
I think everyone has.
I'm planning at least another one shot for that.
One shot? It needs to be a campaign now.
At least one more.
Yeah.
But yes, I've been trying to figure out a further story for that, I guess.
We found out what Lloyd's doing on stream. Cry, have you wrapped up on your channel?
No, I've got an IMT game on Monday. We're going to wrap. That's going to be the D&D group that we've been running over the past few weeks and months, and that's meeting for its last game of this year. And then that's me done with TTRPGs. I will be doing ad hoc VR streams, though. There is too much good stuff out there in virtual reality that I haven't even scratched the surface of. And some games that I have scratched the surface of, and I still don't feel like I've got my satisfaction out of them. I mean, we were playing that sub game, I forget its name, Iron Wolf, on Tuesday. It turns out there's Das Boat as a sub game as well. There's a VR game that's actually called Das Boat. So I mean, that's another one that's like. I was like,
well, Mark is a big. Mark's a big submarine fan, you know. He was getting most upset about your death charges and things you were doing wrong when you were playing it.
I was surprised, but that was good fun.
Bubble.
Yeah, Elite Dangerous is doing a festive thing. Won't be checking that out as well. But I don't think I'll be streaming that. But there'll be lots of VR hopefully played, and some tabletop games with the family, board games with the family. Christmas plans shot right out the window by today's. But anyway,
yeah, everyone. Yeah,
we're all in that boat. So we'll see. But we're going to make most of it, and we're going to make
anyone in the UK have no idea now what they're doing for Christmas.
Yeah, Keen's like, it's fine. I'm going to drive 750 miles to go visit my grandparents.
Yeah,
Well,
we can't even drive
we've-
24.
We've been in that same situation now for another month and a half, so nothing's changing here.
No. How about you, Infinity? What are your plans for?
So I'm. This is pretty much me done after this one. But I think me and Ange were talking about maybe possibly redoing our ocean liner cruise.
Why is
On
that?
stream?
Why would you want to redo it?
Yeah.
Well, it was-
Why would you? Why would you want to try and end the never-ending campaign?
The thing is, it was no, it wasn't going well at all, was it?
No.
The thing is,
The bad guys came to you.
It was the train wreck of a cruise.
it really was.
Yeah.
We wanted to do it, and I still want to do it, and I think the plan over the next year is we're going to try and get some other games. So if you know any, please.
Oh, I've got a list.
Andrew's got a list
Yeah.
of them, but if you know any more that you think might be fun for us to try, do send us the information, and we'll pick them up because they are quite enjoyable. So
Yeah.
if
You get bonus points if it's got vampires.
yeah, and because we're now in more lockdown in the UK, unless I'm completely lathered over Christmas, we will probably pop up at some point between Christmas and New Year's Day, and we might do a during the day stream, maybe. We'll see, because it will be dependent on me being absolutely sober and Ange not being Ange.
Yeah. Well, no, if Mark's test comes back tomorrow,
Yeah.
COVID positive, well, I'm just going to be sitting here for the next 14 days doing this. Because I can't see the grandkids, I'm not working, I'm going to, So, yeah, I will be bugging you all going, anyone around? What are you playing? What are we doing? Hello, anybody?
Minecraft server.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Oh,
we
yes.
should tell you that. So,
Oh.
as of in about half an hour's time, we will be closing the poll on the Infinite Monkey Tales Discord that's currently running. If you want to join in on this Minecraft server that we're running over Christmas, you need to get into the Discord, go to the General tab, and check the pins. You'll see there's a pin by me. Vote on the game or the mod pack that you'd like to play, and whichever one has the most votes is going to be loaded up onto a server, which is gonna go live tomorrow. So
Looks I'm doing nothing tomorrow.
it's all set. It will probably be around 9-10 a.m. GMT, depending on what time I get up. Or I might push the buttons tonight, actually, and get it up and running for everyone.
Quick question, though. I mean, I've
Yes.
only played about 2, 3, 4 hours, I don't know, on Minecraft. So I've literally know how to bash a few bits in the ground. People had all these mod thingies in. Is it going to make it more complicated?
No, you can still play the basic Minecraft. The way the mods work is you can still do the basic Minecraft stuff. It's just usually it adds something in. And I think the current winners are literally just adding blocks into the game to make it a bit more festive. One or two of them added little quest trackers and that, but it won't change it drastically. We'll take you through it, Ange. The only complicated thing you'll probably have to do, and this is for anyone who's interested, is for most of these mod packs, you'll need to download the Curse client, which is Twitch's new Minecraft modded system. It's quite straightforward to do. You just sign up to it, you just log in with your Minecraft information, pick the pack that you need to do, download it, and then you'll be able to jump in. Which pack depends on which one gets voted for. Like I said, you've got half an hour to get on and get voted. And I'll drop you, once we've got that sorted, I'll let everybody know exactly which pack and which version of the pack they'll need to make sure that they get sorted. And I can see your face. I will run you through, I will do this for you tomorrow. I've already planned for that.
Yeah, I think you're better off. You probably just take the folder with it all working, so she can just copy and paste it into her computer, and it'll probably be fine.
I might just take over a computer and just do it remotely at this point.
That's even better. I'll go make a cup of tea.
So yeah, so that'll be up and running tomorrow. So if you want to join in, the details will be live tomorrow, and I'll post the server address and everything, and it'll go live. It'll probably crash, and if it does, we'll get it up and running. But we will be doing that on Infinite Monkey Tales tomorrow. So like I said, you've got half an hour, and I think the current leading poll with only 7 votes is Life in the Village number 2. So if you want to join in...
Why did we vote for number 2, not number 1?
What?
Oh, did we have number 1 in the vote and then number 2? Or does number 1 not even feature in the vote?
Number 1's in the vote.
So why did everyone go for Life in the Village number 2 and not number 1?
Oh, well, there is Life in the Village number 1, but I thought number 2, if it's number 2, it's better, right?
Yeah, number 2 will be more modern on the... Yeah.
So you're saying number 2s are better?
Yeah,
Well, I
usually.
don't know, we've never played it.
Well, would you rather play House
Have you
Flipper
ever
1
seen
or
any
House Flipper
film
2?
sequel that's ever better on number 2?
Yes!
What?
The Santa Claus.
Of all your options.
They had a budget on the second one. This isn't films. Games tend to be better on sequels.
Charlotte's saying Godfather 2.
Yeah, Godfather 2.
The second Harry Potter, says Russ.
Yes. Oh, I'd agree with that.
Is that mulled wine you're drinking there, Elf Boy?
It is, because it's getting warm in this room. It wasn't meant to be. What happens when you shove a giant elf here, sat in front of all the lights? It gets warm. Frozen 2, yeah, get out of here.
Terminator 2, says Bite.
Terminator 2, maybe. So if you're interested at all, it'll be a bit of a laugh. We're gonna try and keep it somewhat RP style. PvP will be on. I'm gonna make this very clear right now. And if you come on purposely to grief, you're gonna get banned.
Oh, but I kill people by accident.
No. Killing people is not griefing. That's trolling. Trolling is okay.
Doing it on purpose.
Griefing.
But I don't mean to do it.
No, griefing is wrecking people's builds and everything. That's not going to be allowed because we want to end up with a nice village one way or another. But if you want to go around killing people, because I think there'll be a hunt out for me quite a bit tomorrow.
Yes.
You won't get banned for that. But yeah, no griefing.
Oh my god, you mean we can go in and kill you?
Yes, but I will point out I am the server admin, so I will have God mode for quite a bit of it. So if you're interested in that, we're going to do that tomorrow. That should be a bit of a laugh. I think the plan will be to try and build a nice little RP village that we may look and see if we can do some sort of RP game in it in the new year. I think that'd be a good. I think that was your idea, Ange, weren't it? You're going to GM it.
Not.
So, yeah.
I nearly swore there.
You did. You really did. So do get on the Discord, and like I said, that closes in 25 minutes, and whichever's the leader, I'll get the server sorted for that, and that'll be up first thing in the morning. Yeah. I think that's all of our announcements.
Cool.
And in case we forget later, we wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Infinite Monkey Tales.
Yeah.
Oh, you do. Yes, we do.
Christmas.
Oh, and Santa is awake down in the corner.
He's just still in.
He is.
Yeah, he twitched 5 minutes ago.
He blinked.
He's actually sleeping with his eyes open like great wizards do.
Josh, can you acknowledge that you are here?
I would 100% be sleeping. No, honestly, this doesn't animate. I'm talking and this barely animates.
The lips
It
are
is
slowly
the
moving.
worst pacing I've ever done.
I sent you extras. You had time to change.
I'm not being a penguin.
There was a gingerbread man.
Oh, that would have been so cool. Can you change one?
There you go.
Hey!
That's even better.
There you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
Josh, you took the filter off.
Yeah, this is what Canary normally looks like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh dear. So.
Oh my
The
god.
chat to be smaller.
Oh, they're voting for a penguin.
Oh, well, maybe we need to get a chat poll going.
Oh, for God's sake, hang on. Everything's falling off my desk. I don't have time to switch to a penguin.
Not my gumdrop buttons.
Oh, dear.
Oh, what are we doing this for? Mark, this is all your fault.
Yeah, thank you, Mark, for sponsoring tonight's stream.
Yeah.
He's lying there in bed with the electric blanket on.
Yeah, but if we make him laugh, it's going to hurt. So that's
Yes,
good.
that's a good point. Oh, look at the penguin.
There we
Let's
go.
go with that.
Oh,
That's a bit
so
more animated.
cute.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm a little
Oh,
worried.
No mouth though.
He's not talking.
he does.
still
His
not
beak
talking.
There
opened.
you go. There is a mouth.
Well,
There we go. He did. His beak opened.
beak opened. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
shall we start with a bit of Q&A before we lose all of our madness
Mm-hmm.
and we get too drunk to be helpful in any way, shape, or form?
I haven't got any drink.
I said when we start to go get a drink.
Well, I did, but I got cordial.
Have you tried putting it in your milk?
Don't start that again. Did you hear about that the other night? Oh my God. I have to tell this story, right? Sushi was in the chat and Sushi had said that he mixed Vimto with milk. So, IMT then spent 20 minutes mocking him mercenary about this,
Which is
going
why
on
he's
and
now
on about
called
how
Vimto Boy
weird he
in
was.
Discord.
And he was like, and in the end, then Jess came into the chat and she went, I'm going to try it. So she ran off and got some milk and she added some and she went, and she put the webcam on just so we could see. And she went, she's quite nice. So then he had to do it. So he went and got summer fruits cordial and milk and he had to try it. The whole time Sushi was AFK, he fell asleep. He'd left his mask on. He was asleep on his bed.
But I will say it was very nice, and I've had 3 Robinson's cordial milkshakes this week, and they're very nice. I will recommend them.
You've not.
Yeah, they're good.
So everybody, for reference, he actually had to apologise to
I
Sushi
did.
about it.
He's
He
still-
actually
He's
did.
still called
Got him down.
Vimto Boy. I apologise.
I mean, I wouldn't believe he apologized until I heard a recording of it.
He did. He actually went, I'm going to apologise to you.
Yeah, all other brands of cordial are available. But yeah, put 'em in
thought you-
your
Oh, he's woke up, hasn't he? He's...
Yeah. It's like, I thought you were a weirdo. Turns out I'm a weirdo too.
We're not the BBC, you know. We can't just advertise. It's not like an issue.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
pipe down. Take your drugs. Oh,
Yeah, rest and plenty of liquids. Some old pirate.
So, Ange, kick us off.
Not cordial.
Let's get the first question that we can answer.
hold on. He's making my forehead itch.
We're getting serious.
Oh, no, it's going back on, but it's...
Time to put on my business face.
Yeah,
There we go.
You must be so uncomfortable right now with the Christmas hat on, Ange. How do you cope?
It's making my forehead itch. Okay. Oh, yeah, you'd think I wrote down some really proper questions about this. I've got a deformed head, that's why I changed it, but
I mean, I didn't want to say
Left.
anything.
Yeah.
don't you stop, burglar boy over there. Like he's gonna rob us, doesn't he?
Hey, Home Alone's a Christmas movie. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Just
Shane-
don't let him near any taps. We'll be fine.
No one's dressed up as Die Hard, I see.
Yeah, well, everyone
that,
just
yeah.
told me to come to the party.
Yeah,
Have a few laughs.
yeah. Unfortunately, the only person with the die-hard hairline would be Croy. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Bruce Willis is my idol, and I don't care what you say.
ouch, Ben.
Oh,
Anyway, so one of the questions
You've
we
been
were going to
quiet.
say is it okay for the GM to kill players on purpose? When's Croy GMing you again next, Lloyd?
I don't know. I haven't checked my schedule.
I've got a short memory. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Is it all right for players to purposefully kill? Purposefully kill? I think the only time I would consider that is if the other players didn't know and a player had approached me and asked me, "I'm really wanting to go out in a blaze of glory. I want to change my character. Can we do it?
Yeah.
Can we do something?" And then I think that would be the only time I'd ever consider it. I would certainly never that. So
Yeah, I think there's a distinction between by player choice and by GM choice, essentially.
Yeah.
What happens if the
I mean, I'd
character's an
assume the
annoying
question
twat?
isn't if the
They
player
wouldn't be at
wants
the
to
table.
leave.
Because I think the problem as well is, like, given the situations people put themselves in, there will be a point where someone puts themselves in a situation where it's like, well, the expected outcome of this is death, and you're like, how would you handle that situation?
I think
I don't know, like, say for example, like it's like the one from like the Matt Koval stuff where it's like, oh, if an earth elemental that weighs like whatever, like it's a huge creature steps on you, what happens? Like,
Yeah.
you just like in a normal D&D thing, you'd be like, oh, he steps in, you roll like X amount of damage, nothing happens. But in like reality, you would just get squashed like a watermelon.
I think there's an
so-
essence as well that if you think that your character can actually die, you're more cautious. Whereas
Yeah.
if you think that your GM's going to protect you no matter what, I think you can. Some people will abuse that to a bit more degree and maybe would risk their characters' lives more than what they would if they actually thought they were risking their lives.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
typically
players
anytime
will- Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's generally the case whenever a D&D player plays another role-playing game system.
What's this?
See, if I was a
Yeah,
GM, if I was a GM and you argued with me, I'd kill you.
Ah, vindictive.
Actually, might even kill you in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And I might unintentionally kill you because I don't know the rules.
And that comes.
Mark's not actually ill. He's just
Don't need to know your rules if you're not jamming.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, if you are jamming.
I did have
make up the rules, remember?
I did have an unintentional player kill at one point that actually took another player with it by a rules lawyer, because there was a rules lawyer playing with us in a game. The sorcerer had casted, under confusion, had cast a fire spell on a person that was carrying a necklace of fireballs, and the rules lawyer was like, wait a minute.
no.
And so we hashed everything out, and eventually all the players were all right with it, but that player that was carrying it did end up actually dying. So
Yeah.
it was unintentional, but at the same time, we kind of worked through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. And when I used to in my old RPG club, my character had the necklace of fireballs, and then one of the other, like the barbarian, decided to start a bar fight by hitting it with a torch.
Did you die?
Everybody died.
Warning, highly flammable.
It was at a tavern. So all the NPCs and all the players died because the barbarian wanted to pick a fight and he just picked the wrong thing to hit someone with to do damage.
That's interesting. So then, like, you put up enough warning flags that the players ignore.
Yeah.
Is it then deliberate? Are you deliberately killing people? The intent was never there to deliberately kill them, but they stumbled into it and got themselves killed anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not a DM. The DM has ultimate power. So if at any point the DM wanted to kill a player, they could. Of course they could. The DM can do that.
Meteor
Without-
comes down from the sky and obliterates them.
Yeah.
Done.
I mean, it's just, what's the fun in that? If a game's too easy, it's boring. If a game's too
Purple
difficult,
lightning bolt.
I think there is a
Meteor
distinction,
falls and
though,
you
that-
take 10d10 damage.
that if you sort of a player can die for story reasons and a player can die for dice reasons, but all of that isn't really the GM choosing to kill a player. I think there's a distinction between a GM choosing to kill a player because the player's annoying or for other reasons outside of gameplay,
Yeah.
compared to a GM killing a player for actual storyline reasons because the players asked for it or because that's how the story goes. And I've had a couple of situations where players make a choice that will kill them. Like the one player chooses to hold the door shut, let everybody else escape, and they will die.
Yeah.
At that point, I'll stop the game and say to the player, if you do this, this guarantees your character's dead. There's no way you can get out of this. Are you okay with that? I don't just rule it that player closes the door not knowing that they're going to die,
I suppose,
and
though,
they die at the end anyway.
It's a bit immersion breaking, I suppose.
Yeah, but player death, especially at higher levels,
Oh, yeah.
is a huge thing. It's not something that you want to say. So if the player's thinking, I can get out of this, I don't know what the player's thinking at that point. If they think they can get out of that, but I know they can't, is worth stopping and telling them, you're going to die.
Yeah, and the high level character death is kind of like if you're in a Lord of the Rings campaign and someone shanked Gandalf. You're like, what do we do now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and I have had actual players approach me too, in that similar kind of happenstance, but to not break immersion, I actually took them on a sidebar. Let's pause, let's get some drinks, and I took that one player over onto a sidebar because they were a sorcerer at the time, and they were getting basically they were ready to be critical killed by a demon, a Balor, because it was a high level campaign, but this person said, okay, I'm obviously not going to survive this. I want to go out in a blaze of glory. So we talked through it, and basically it's now considered what would be like wild magic. He summed everything and then in one great explosion kind of took himself out. And it was great because the other players didn't know about it at all. So it was a great immersive storytell.
Yeah.
I suppose I know you say like it's bad, you know, if you've invested like, you know, a year's worth of your time in a character for them to die. I'd say as much as yes, that is really bad and can be devastating. I think but because of that alone, it adds more tragedy to the death and can make it, in RP sense, way more tragic. Yeah.
And that character was 3 years old. And I saw Angie was looking at, she said the one was 3 years old as well. That was a major character that in 3 years worth of playing, that character was built up to that point. And it was also somebody's first character. So it was even that much more tragic.
Yeah.
Yes. 3 years, Croy. Same character. First character. He will never die.
You have been near death twice by your own action.
Stupidness.
And it was only Charlotte who saved you twice with a roll on a D20, which was the only thing that would have saved you in both. No, in one, the first time Charlotte pulled you away from a fire, you were down, and if you'd taken the critical damage from the fire, you'd be dead. The second time was only a critical success would have actually got you out of that situation, and he made it, and he rolled the D20. It was so clutch, and we still talk about it. It's amazing. But your characters could. I'm not of a mind. Like I watched the series, and players were circulating every 5-6 games. There was new players because the DM was killing them off all the time. Yeah, I think there's an element there of stream games as well. You want to invest in the characters, you want to know who they are, and it's the same for the players and the DM as well, or the GM. If you're doing a long-running campaign, you definitely want to have an affinity with the. So to take that decision unilaterally as a GM is your prerogative, but at the same point, it needs to be taken, I think, just carefully. But no, vindictive GMs are not fun. Yeah. Vindictive GMs are not fun. Don't play at a table with a vindictive GM. It just isn't. It's not going to end well.
It's a collaborative game rather than a.
So that then brings the subject up which we were talking about in chat this week about those websites where GMs are paid to run games.
And you're one of them, aren't you? I remember seeing you on.
Oh yeah. We have that picture still? We have that profile?
So it's like, you could pay, what was it, $50? Up to $50
that was
to
the
pay
most
you
expensive session that was on the website when we looked.
But that's $50 a session.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was for professional GMing, which was, I watched a few of these games because I was able to sit on the video, and they were just monotone, unexpressive, by the script kind of games, and it was just the most boring games I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. $50.
I mean, on the plus side, I mean, it does mean that for most of us here that we could probably get $50 to $100. Yeah. I mean, that's probably one way.
The amazing thing
was, imagine how much I'd get. Bloody hell.
But
25.
We were looking through because they have a list of all the GMs, and it says like, you know, how many years that they've been playing the TTRPG and how many years they've been a professional GM. And there's a couple of them where it's like, I've been playing TTRPGs for 2 years and I've been a professional GM for 2 years, and like. Right. Even if you want to, you know, coin the whole professional GM, how can you straight off the bat say that somebody who's only been into TTRPG for 2 years is also a GM, professional GM from day one?
But if you paid that money and then you went in and it was boring and crap, and it's like,
I think we should get one stream.
The problem is it's one of those services that I imagine what will happen will being like, oh, I didn't enjoy my time, and it's like, well, I did the thing that I always do, you just didn't get it.
Yeah.
Like I imagine that's the response you probably get.
Yeah. I mean, I think I made the point of, at the end of the day, I think the best GMs are the ones that are doing it for the fun themselves, and are doing it because they enjoy it and all of that. And I think when you're making money and you make it part of your living, are you not removing that? Well done to Lloyd, by the way, for winning our first competition. Who now gains 10
I don't know what happened. I thought
points.
Crow was winning it.
See, on the entertainment circuit, you get the same argument about what's a professional singer and what's not a professional singer. So, like, if you were to go out and sing and that's all you did, and you got paid for it, they class you as a professional singer. And those that work in the day and sing in the evenings are karaoke singers or not professional, and they should get paid less. The fact that, and it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, is it a GM being professional? Is that that's the only thing he does that makes him professional? It's like, so he has a day job, he's not professional then, yeah. So it's yeah. But $50 a game per session.
Yeah, you expect some level of something for that. I think as well, though, there's almost a discussion on the opposite side of, if you are a GM who asks players to pay to get into your session, I lost my words there, then you're choosing your table by people who have $10, $50, whatever, and not by people who go well together as a group. And that can't be good for forming a table that will actually play well together at all.
No. But the thing is, like...
Yeah, group coherency is probably not there at all.
But, like, that one for £50 per session, that's literally... If you were doing a campaign, first of all, they don't tell you how long that session is. That could be like a 2-hour session. I'd like to hope that you're talking at least 3. For that, I mean, for £50, I expect kind of 24-hour session. But if you're doing a campaign, you're talking about at least a dozen sessions that you're going to run. So that 50, you talk £600 straight off for one campaign.
One person?
For one person. Then they I don't know what their limits are on people, but say if they had, 5 or 6 other people, that's a lot of money for a couple of hours a day.
Stop it.
I saw some of the games that were with 8 players and 1 GM, which has even got to slow it down even more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've run 8-player tables and it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 8-player table of people who actually know how to play together and have decent coherency is a pain in the arse to run. An 8-player table of people who've paid to sit there and don't know each other, don't have any level of group coherency, it's going to be horrible to run anything in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to see how these sort of paid DM sites handle like the competition with sites like Roll, where the idea is basically it's a gamer DM matchmaking service just for creating games rather than being charged.
I mean,
I wonder how that would. It's like, I could pay for that, or I could go just to this free one. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm all for this industry growing, and if people can make money out of it, via streaming and everything, I think that's great. Especially, when you get some people who really do make careers out of it and can support the whole team, and Critical Role, for example, sort of thing is, it's great. I'm not saying they're great. I'm saying the idea is great.
How dare you!
But at the end of the day,
I'm going to rage.
It is. I always think it works better with people who like each other, which usually it takes multiple sessions and multiple different people to find people that you can mesh with nicely, and you can
we play with you.
I don't know why.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, it's just that I don't have another choice.
Yeah.
I know you too well now. I can't get rid of you.
He's like the hamster that keeps the machinery ticking, so that's probably... He's like the Croy's backup understudy.
Yeah. But it's if you're just taking a group of people at random and making them pay for the experience, it's like, as a consumer, what right do you have to get your money back if you don't enjoy the game or you don't enjoy the people that were in that game?
There isn't. You wouldn't, because it's like when I used to sell acts to venues and they used to say,
Right. You should
It's Call of Christmas. I don't know.
Are you trying to blag more points?
No. Don't be ridiculous.
Why am I like on the naughty
Get
list?
on the chroma key.
So I should say we are running a point system tonight. There is going to be a declared winner at the end. All the polls are worth 10 points, and you can spam all your channel points to vote multiple times.
No, don't tell them that, because I'm already on 48%.
I don't know about the naughty list. By the end of this session, I'm going to be on the sweaty list.
You know, I feel
My
like
cat's
I'm,
being an absolute idiot. Bob!
yeah, I think with the whole paying a GM to come in and do a game, I think it's a bit... Because I've seen another website where it's you can hire and this was before COVID sort of thing, where you could hire out GMs to come to do events out of your work sort of thing, which I thought
That's
was
different because they're coming out.
And I've done those. Those are actually planned events, and those are things. You want to have, like, say, an Adventurers League game, and you need a registered DM for it anyhow. So maybe if you want to take part in that, then that's fine. But like, what are you doing if you're just going to do it as this isn't a party favor kind of a game? So
yeah, I do say though, I think I could be happy with it if it was, because I said to Ange, I think $10-$20 per person per session, I think is around reasonable. I think 50 is just disgraceful. I don't care who you are as a GM or a DM. Nobody is worth that amount of money.
Yeah, but if Matthew Mercer was going to say, oh, by the way, I'm going to rent myself out for a session.
Yeah, but then,
oh my God, he'd get thousands.
Right, but you're paying to be with a celebrity, aren't you? That's a bit different.
right.
People can pay to play with me then if they want.
No, you have to pay people
phrasing?
to play with you, Ash. You're on the other side of the scale.
How it works.
Mark's been
I think
bribing
the
us for
economy's
years.
broken. Oh, Jesus. You made Cthulhu blush.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, their websites do some free games that people can sign up to, which I think it's interesting. I like the idea that they do have got some free
I
content.
might sign you all up and whore you all out.
Should we all join for a free game?
I'm not
Can I be the GM pimp of you guys and take a commission? Because I was taking commission for selling acts, so I'm not doing that now. So can I do it selling you lot out?
No.
The pimp. I mean,
No, you can't. I was watching some Discords with various group finding mechanisms in them, and every time somebody put up the stats, the game length, the type of game, and then they put a charge in it, the emojis that got attached to the bottom of it were all like super negative, and there's a real, I think, a bad feeling about that across such a huge swathe of the population. But if it wasn't working, people wouldn't be doing it. So there must be people out there paying for these games, and there must be a reason why they're willing to do that.
Yeah.
Is there a sense that if you're a bad player, you won't get kicked off the table if you've paid for it or something? Could that feature into people's thinking?
Or people just can't find tables to play on.
Yeah, well, okay, but then why would you? How could you not find a table to play on? Like, if you do have to go out your way to find a table. You do have to find a table. I mean, you can find a table, but there's so many avenues now, particularly with internet, Roll20 even. Yeah. You just have to Google it, wouldn't you? You just have to, I want to play D&D, where can I do it, kind of thing. And you would, I'm not saying it'd be a good table, or it wouldn't necessarily be one that you stick with, but you can find a game if you really want to, just by using your search engine. So,
I think, like I said though, is for me, like, I enjoy running a game for the running of it, being able to dictate the story, being able to, create that side of it. The fact that I can get people to play that game with me is even better, because it's like they get to enjoy the experience, and I hope every time that they have, that the same, if not more fun than I'm having, because they're getting to live in the story. And it's that essence that, it's storytelling. And I suppose I'm not disagreeing with the idea of renting out a GM or a DM sort of thing and hiring that. I think it's ideal. I just disagree with the whole £50 thing and this professional GM title.
They should have a blanket fee. They should have a blanket fee.
Yeah. It should be,
I think there is a...
Because they'd have to pay commission to that web page, won't they?
If you had a system like the system we're discussing, I don't know if we want to talk about the name of it such that people would find it, but in any case, if you had a system similar to that actually had a structure for this that allowed GM ratings and GM comments, that it could then catch on to a degree. Obviously not, like Andrew says, with a set fee, but it could catch on that if you could view the ratings of a DM, because a lot of the systems that are out there now will say, you know, pay 10 quid to pay with this DM. You have no idea what the DM plays like, if anybody else has enjoyed their time. The DM's obviously still looking for players because their post's up there, so they clearly can't fill a table, which would indicate that people who have been paying money haven't been enjoying the time they've spent with the money they paid to spend that time. It's something that potentially, if there was a rating system in place and a way to indicate that people enjoyed a certain DM, it could work out that, you know, you might want to, if you're in a position where you need to pay money to find a table that's suitable for you, maybe you want to pay money for that. But in the current system, it's just sort of pick one off the list, pay your $10, and if you didn't like it, you've already paid $10, and you know you're just gonna have to sit there and play the game anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think that if they're doing it there, where it's like, you know, pay per session and that, I think they definitely should indicate how many sessions that campaign is going to be, because I think people, you know, because I think I know what they're doing is they're hoping you pay for one, you like it, and then you want to carry on the session, so you carry on paying it.
This is very much against the Infinite Monkey Tales ethos, and I think spending time on a subject that really should never impact players and GMs in Infinite Monkey Tales is a difficult one. We are a community, we are inclusive, we are looking for people to come and play, whether you've played lots before or haven't played before, and there is never any intention that you need to pass any money past anybody's hands to come and enjoy a game with us. It might be that not everybody is for everybody's type of game. Not everybody suits every table. That's fine. That's normal. There's even flowcharts that cover that, and that's not a bad thing. That's not personal. That's just differences in the way that people want to run games, and we don't want folk to fall out over that.
Meow Near has just been called out there for voting the most on Ange.
Maybe you should have made it clear in advance that people would be called out if they spent money to put Ange on the naughty list.
But Ange gets 10 points out of it, so Ange is winning.
Yeah, ironically, they get put on the naughty list by voting.
Excellent.
Yeah, because we on Twitch, you know, there is money coming from us because of donations and subscriptions and that. But all of that at the moment is the only thing that we're putting it into is a server for Minecraft for you all to play on.
Because I had a stupid idea. And didn't even have a good one.
Anne says we should play a game together. What should we play? Something like Among Us or something like Creativerse? It's free? No. It's good though. It's good.
You should have seen the admin chat. It actually went, oh shit, maybe I should have looked into this a bit more.
Yeah. Because at least all of us here, apart from Ange, have run Minecraft servers.
Yes. But we did.
Even if I had it, wasn't doing the work anyway.
It's just like, by the way, everyone's got 24 hours, and you're like, some of these mod packs have like 125 mods in them. That's gonna take like 3 days just to look through.
Yeah. But we did say though, right at the very start though, that any money sort of raised by this channel, everything, we would feed it straight back into the channel, to provide assets, to provide, you know, features for you guys, the viewers. So
I'm going to spend it in legal fees against Sirenscape to get my money back from them when they completely blocked me after I paid for their service last night. I couldn't believe that. I was like, let's help this game out. Let's do a quick Sirenscape sub. That's fine. You know, I'll do it for 1 month. It's all right. I'll use it at home in my home games. It's totally not a problem. Signed up, went to log into it. Error 502 or whatever, bad gateway. I'm like,
yeah.
No, I'm not really going to use it in legal fees, but
I think there is a point though that just as a basic numbers example, we played a game yesterday. You know, the players were in that game for 4 hours. According to Foundry, I was prepping that game for 20 hours. So 20 hours of my time went into prepping a game, and that's 20 hours that I obviously wasn't paid for.
Yeah.
If I was paid for that, would I accept $50 for 20 hours of my time? You know, from that perspective, it's a very low number. Well, it's $50
Yeah, I mean,
per
It's not
player,
though.
it's
That's
per
50 hours per one person. So if
Yeah,
you've got
that's a good
5 people
point.
at the table, yeah.
Yeah, $250 for 20 hours of work.
it's not great.
It adds up.
I wouldn't say no
But-
right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't like the idea in general. But I
Here's the
think
thing. What they could do, is they could have everybody at a set fee, because obviously the website has to be ran, and there's admin fees and things like that you have to do. So there should be a bog standard thing that you will pay $10 to join any game. And then if they were going to do it, I don't agree with it. But then if they got the DMs got lots of votes or good feedback, they can go into say like a tier 2, which would be
We
like
don't need to solve
$20
this
or
problem.
something.
This is not a problem
No, we
for
don't-
us to
we
solve.
don't need to solve this
This isn't a
No,
problem.
but that's
for us
what
to
I
solve.
think is fairer.
something that
Yeah.
caught my ear a few minutes ago, Keen mentioned Adventurers League. And systems like Adventurers League and Pathfinder Society that are organised play systems that exist within these game structures. If, obviously, COVID wasn't happening, I would probably be doing an Adventurers League or a Pathfinder Society game every week at a local game store. And players pay £2 to sit at that table. That goes back to Game Store, because obviously we're taking up that table at the store.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
From that, I
Electricity,
get
gas,
£1 of
staff.
store credit for bringing players to the store because they then buy things. Technically, I am being paid to DM,
Yeah.
but that money always goes back to that store. It's not money that I take home in my pocket for the time I spent on that.
Yeah.
But on top of that with Pathfinder Society or with Adventurers League, there's a very structured set of rules. That if you sit at the table, you know what you're going to get. It's an adventure that Wizards publishes or Paizo publishes
Yep.
that has a set structure, a set list of rules, and the players can obviously, we're playing a role-playing game, the players can move about within that structure, but they understand that if they sit at my table, they sit at someone else's table, they're probably going to get the same sort of event out of that. And they can then learn, obviously they're going to a local location, they can learn which DMs they do and don't like at that location.
So I've got a question about Adventurers League, since
Yes.
if we can move on from
Yeah.
board games.
Yeah, I was attempting to move on, it's just something that I wanted to mention.
Adventurers League, from what I understand it, is a series of published games that you can take your progress from one table to another table. It persists
Yes.
over multiple GMs, multiple tables. But all of the Adventurers League stuff is published, so in theory, if I wanted to cheat the hell out of a game, I could just turn up at a table, having read the full script, and then because the GM has to run the game more or less as it's written, is that right? Then so there's a lot of honor
It's
involved
standardized play,
in that system, isn't
Yeah, there's some degree of honor. There's also technically when you have an Adventurers League game or a Society game, I'm going to stop saying Adventurers League or Society because it's a long list of words. When you have an organised play game, your character gains a Chronicle sheet or an Adventurers League sheet. At the end of the game, you gain a sheet that says, I played 5/11 this week, and this was my DM. The DM fills in their details. This is the treasure I gained. This is the experience I gained. And whenever you play an Adventurers League game or a Society game, you have to bring all those sheets with you. Most people don't, but in theory, you have to bring all those sheets with you and your character sheet. And then you sit down at a game. You can't play the same game twice as the same character. Play as different characters, but then, again, you're coming back to the honor system. But one character can't play that session twice, and you have the Chronicle sheet that says this character's played these sessions. So there's a system in place that you can check whether your character played the session twice.
Yeah, it is fully tracked.
Yeah, there is still the way that you can, if you want to do that, you can read this. You can read the session as a player, come back in as a different character and go, I already know all this. But why would you?
Yeah, well, that's only spoiling itself, and I guess the only people that would be motivated to do that would be the kind of people who look more at games like D&D as a means to get a bunch of XP, a bunch of equipment, and somehow win the game. which isn't
Yeah,
really.
Well, the thing is with them as well is the adventures themselves are very structured as well. So like, even if you do know what's in the unit because you played as a different character, it's going to be like, I think because they have like, I know the D&D one, they used to have like a specific, like, oh, there's like two combat encounters, there's like a third encounter or trap or something of some sort, and like so each of the modules will have a similar sort of structure, and it's like, oh, so they're designed to run at conventions over 4 hours. So it's like, even if you know ahead of time what's going to happen, like, it doesn't really give you the same kind of advantage, because you get the same gear as the other guy, you'll get the same experience points.
Yeah, they're always structured in the same way, and you can learn that structure, and, you know, you want to have a character that's good at combat and is good at one sort of social encounter and one sort of knowledge. That's essentially true of any character you ever make for anything. But every organised play adventure is built in that same way, that you have 2 combat encounters, 1 social encounter, and 1 information gathering encounter, knowledge encounter.
Yeah.
I'll send you an Adventurers League PDF after this, Croy, because I've got a few handy.
Yeah, it's interesting because it strikes me like I wouldn't go to a store in town. There is only, I assume there's only the one place in the Royal Mile that would ever even run that. I don't know, I've not looked into it. But in Edinburgh, there's not a huge shopping. It's not a big city. There's not a lot of people, so maybe there's more than one place. It doesn't always have to run in game stores. It can run in people's houses and stuff as well. Is that right?
It can run in specific locations. For Society, you have to be in a defined location that's registered with Pathfinder Society, which is typically a game store or a convention. For Adventurers League, there's a bit more freedom, but it's still the same. Essentially, the DM's responsibility is to make all the paperwork. So wherever you play, you can register your own home game as an Adventurers League game and follow the rules, and then take those characters out to conventions or games elsewhere if you want to.
So that sounds like a good option for people who couldn't commit to a schedule or are travelling from city to city or have shift patterns, so that they could play one game on a Tuesday, etc., and one on a Thursday. That sounds good. That's
yeah. I just sent you an example of the Chronicle sheet in a private message. But
cool.
Yeah, it's cool because it kind of goes around the convention circuit, so it's kind of built around flexibility.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, most of those have actually made exceptions. This year especially, for that you can run the games on Roll20 and still have it be an official game that's tracked. They actually are allowing those exceptions now to run socially distanced games.
And do you think that'll be the same going forward, or is that going to go? Are they going to revert back to?
It should continue.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think once people have been forced into doing things slightly differently, they realise that there are advantages to them. So playing games online on the place like Roll20, Foundry, the other one that people used to talk about a lot and now don't.
But yeah, it is to a degree organised play is designed to get people into game stores. But, you know, not everybody goes into a game store. Some people run it from their homes. It's a way to guarantee that you get a similar experience wherever you're going, which is how it fits into the previous topic. But it doesn't have to be done at a game store. It could be done at your home. It could be done at, obviously, Roll20, like Keen says. I've not really been keeping up this year, actually, because I used to run it specifically because I was in that game store a lot.
But it's good, though, because I suppose that's the store's way of making sure that games are running to keep the interest there, so...
Yeah.
But, I mean...
It's profitable for the store. It's just a different approach
you
to
said their price
what we're
was
discussing.
£2 per player per game, though.
Yeah. My local store. Different stores differ, and a similar conversation is conventions. Organised play is almost always done at conventions, and a convention ticket can be... I mean, you and me have gone to conventions. Convention tickets can be 20, 30 quid.
Yeah, but that's just because there's so many people...
You can play a couple of games.
Yeah, but that's usually because there's so many people wanting to play the games. They have to have some way to kind of limit someone going, I want to be on every single bloody game. Sort of thing.
Yeah. And also, you might not want to spend all your time there on a game.
Yeah, and but those GMs are there pretty much 9 till 5 as well, to be fair. They are literally
when I've DM'd at conventions, they give me tickets to the convention and say, you DM this day, and then you have the next day for yourself, or you DM both days and etc.
Yeah.
I mean, I can earn points with Adventurers League or Pathfinder Society by running those games. But I also, if I'm going to a convention, I want to go to a convention and not just go to a convention to DM at a table for 3 days or whatever and then come home again.
Yeah, definitely. Ange, I think we've got time for one more question. And then we'll take a break.
Sorry, that one sort of exploded.
No, that's fine, that's fine. So we'll do one more question, we'll take a quick break, and then we will move on to our quiz.
Oh.
And it could be a really crap quiz.
Yeah. Question number 1, what is the quiz? Nobody knows.
And just before we get that question, look, the polls come in. Would you believe Ange's won? And let's just see who the biggest contributor of that one was. Oh, look, it's Ange! How convenient!
No. No.
Well, you were talking nerd stuff and I got bored, so I just pressed the button a few
Picked up
times.
the American voting system.
Ange has donated 3,700 points, which means she's voted 37 times. And look, she got 39 votes.
Weren't we just
Wow,
having a
that's
discussion on ethics? I thought we were talking about ethics before, but maybe it didn't get through. I don't know. Let's see.
So,
Yeah.
So, Ange,
What's that?
do you want to give us one last question, and then we'll move on and have a break, and then we'll move on to the second section of tonight's
Well, here's
party.
one that might work for tonight for Lloyd, is the fact, when you're playing online like we do you need to use a VTT system?
I think it depends, because I think if you're trying to if you're using maps or any kind of graphics like you would have on a tabletop in front of you, it's kind of it's very difficult to do that in any other way. Because I've tried to do a D&D adventure on Discord, and you're like, oh, here's a cut of the room you're in, and then you paste it in chat, and you're like, now this post is that room. It's very difficult to do it without. I mean, you can do Theatre of the Mind, but Theatre of the Mind has the one problem where
Oh, doggo!
you try to describe something, and you can have 6 different interpretations of the same idea.
What are you doing, Cry?
Belly's got a capture. Belly's got. I don't know what. Why is there a cable going into his back? I don't know. You're right.
Stop!
See,
That's his
now,
battery pack.
Sorry.
I think someone had a
Mark
dramatic
isn't
Christmas.
here to say anything, but I know one time he did a Cthulhu game and he said it was working really well because he just put up a few pictures to set the mood and everything. And then the minute he put on a map of a house, everybody went, oh, I'm going to go in that cupboard, I'm going to go in that room. And then they, instead of using their imagination, and he said after that point he would not use a house map again.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has or not.
This is the problem with using maps and that, is that sometimes your players can get caught up on things that are on the map that and nothing to do with the actual storyline or anything, but because it's on the map, we've got, we'll go check out what's through this door, what's in this room sort of thing, and you may not, sometimes...
Didn't he have that with Shadow and the Demon Lord with his map? And when we all went bombarding outside, and he actually said that we shouldn't have left it. Yes.
He wasn't expecting
That was the thing.
And he said,
That was the whole thing of
Don't do that.
he's like, there's literally hundreds of people surrounding the building, and everyone else in the party's like, let's go outside. And I'm like, should we?
Yeah.
Because there's hundreds of them. I mean, he keeps saying this, and no one else is picking up on it.
We can get past them.
And then even when one character literally went insane for going outside, I was like, he's gonna go outside.
Yeah.
It's all good.
The other problem you have with the descriptive stuff as well is you have the other problem with the detail problem is if you're describing a room, if you add even a few words of more detail to a random thing in the room,
there's a blue lamp in the corner lighting up that area, and they're all just there's a secret on the blue lamp. It's the blue lamp.
Yeah. It's there's some old copper lanterns around. You can see one of them's got some tarnish on it. Why does it have tarnish on it? Why is it unique? Let's go pull it. Let's go set it on fire. Who knows? Yeah, so you kind of have the opposite problem where it's you need to balance your detail whichever way you're doing it.
I think that's the problem with
Because
players.
players are
They hone in on detail. Anything that's there on a map or you describe that's more than the usual, they think it's there on purpose.
They either pick up all the detail or ignore all the detail.
That happened last night. There was a chest on the map that we were using for
Everybody wanted that chest.
And that chest, and it was great because we all kind of manoeuvred ourselves into positions to have a look at this chest, and then it was opened, and it was empty.
The thing I really enjoyed was the amount of time you spent trying to move an NPC away from the chest. Instead of just asking him to like step aside, you all assumed the NPC was blocking your access to the chest.
Yeah.
I was just enjoying the conversation. Like, I just liked the idea, pretending to be underwater swimming while you're having a conversation. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, well, he's talking to the guy. This is getting him nowhere. What else is there? Oh, there's...
I love maps.
Can we...
I love looking at maps. I love making maps. I love like thinking about what goes on them and why they exist. And for me, some maps give me the inspiration that I need to come up with the story. Sometimes I come up with a story and get the map, but I am map heavy. I mean, I like maps to the point that I've got a shelf with maps, IRL maps on it. So
Yeah.
I do, and I think that I've learned more that it can be a lot of fun when it is theatre of the mind, or a very loose map, a very kind of sketchy map. I was quite intrigued, Lloyd, today that you said you were going to do crayon maps, and I had an idea in my head about what that was and how it worked, but what actually does it do? How does it work? Because it's a sketch.
Yeah, basically, because I was trying to build the maps into the adventure, so they're not like, oh, here's a bird's eye view of the area you're in. These are actually maps that a character in the adventure is drawn. And to fix the whole elves, Santa, Christmas kind of thing, they're all kind of children's drawings of like the building and like the rooms in the thing, because this is your like intel of the adventure that you're kind of walking through.
Yeah, that makes sense. So stuff like that is it's totally cool. I love maps. I'll always, anybody plays any game with me, there'll be maps, and sometimes those maps will exist for no other reason than I found it while I was looking for something else and I thought it looked really cool. And you know, sometimes
See, I'm almost the exact opposite of that. I'm all about the theater of the mind. I think the maps almost get in the way most of the time, and you know that's I'm on the opposite side of that.
yeah. It's not that I don't disagree with that. It's just that I just love them so much that it blinds me.
Yeah.
I think
I think it kind of adds to the prep thing, because I think a lot of adventures as well is you tend to go through like, here's a catalog of maps I have, or a fort or a pack. You're like, oh, this one fits what I want to do. And the thing is, that adventure, like those maps will generally have been built with something specific in mind, even though they're like whatever. So you're like, oh, here's like a sewer tunnel, and like, oh, there's a glowing green pool in the sewer. Yep. At this point, you're like, it's just a map I've built. It's like, it's not actually part of the adventure. Like, what do I do? Like, as a DM, you're like, I don't really know how to correct for that. Yeah. So it'll just be like, just ignore it if anyone actually ever brings it up.
And the weird thing, Keen, as well, is that if I ever watch an actual play, I will not watch it. I will only listen to it. So I'll never see any of the amazing miniatures or the maps or whatever it has been that's been produced. So it's not. I know you. I might, maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution. We'll see.
What's the question actually?
I only listen to them. I only ever listen to them.
Was the question on the use of just virtual tabletops though in general, or was it specifically on the maps?
I just made it up before we came online, so
okay.
Really.
Because I was going to say, you know, virtual tabletops, they add more than just the maps as well, because there is, you know, a lot of the easier character being able to, you know, the character sheet sort of thing that automatically roll things that come into play, which I think with a virtual tabletop... Is everyone voting for Lloyd? Is that... Yes, they are.
I don't know, I can't vote for some reason.
You ran out of points.
Yeah.
You've spent.
Unfortunately, you're only allowed to vote. Yeah, you're only allowed to vote 100 times in an evening.
Oh.
You should have voted. I've not voted 100 times though.
I'll see if I can change it on the next one.
Angie's like, I can't vote, and suddenly, oh wait, I can, and then you see my points going up and up and up and up and up and up. You're like, this is a mystery.
But I'd say if on the virtual tabletops, if it's just an argument over virtual tabletops against doing it in real life, I'd say that, like I said, a lot of the easier actions for customizing your character and character sheets automatically rolling and keeping track, I think that adds a lot into people who aren't so used to everything.
I think sometimes it's not so much a map where you move around the map, but sometimes if you have a picture that gives you the setting, it helps with your imagination. So I can go, oh, that's a room we're in or something. But the actual map doesn't do it. But if sometimes I have the imagination of a gnat.
Yeah.
So sometimes it helps unless I go off on a tangent.
Which you tend
I
to
think
do.
there's a couple of different elements there, though. That Charlotte said in chat, maps work well for combat, but don't necessarily. They tend to get in the way for investigation.
Yeah.
If you're not intending to perform a combat in a location, it can be tricky just moving your characters around the map just because you need to move around the map.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the map can set the scene somewhat, and you can see things on the map.
Setting the scene, that's the word.
I think
you can do that as well.
I think for
Handhelds can do
combat
that.
it adds.
Yeah.
I think definitely in combat though, maps do add more.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of space and position, which is difficult in Theatre of the Mind. Because you're like, oh, you're in a 50-foot wide room. Where is everyone?
Yeah, because funnily enough, the other day in Discord, we actually had a non-mapped combat game. And it was between me, Lloyd, and Meow Nerva. And it was hilarious. And we were just testing out the bot and everything. But at the same time, I think I enjoyed that just as much as any actual in-game combat run. Because it was, sorting out. But there was no movement. So, in our heads, I was literally just thinking we're stood there just going, oi, oi. So I think just like... Okay.
Yeah, but it also helps by the fact that, like, because it's player versus player, like, your reactions to getting hit and hitting other people, like, has that kind of element to it, which you don't always get in, like, an actual fight. Because, like, in generally fighting, like, monsters, they tend to be silent, and it's only described how they hit you. Whereas if you're fighting another person, they'd be like, oh... you almost killed me.
Yeah. I think combat maps do add a lot more to. I think they bring combat into something that's actually quite more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think though the discussion tends to end up as maps versus theatre of the mind, and there's a separate middle ground that people don't tend to consider, which you only see in play-by-post games, where nobody wants to update a map when people are playing asynchronously, but you need to know where people are in combat. And in that case, the game tends to be divided into zones. So these players and these monsters are in Zone A, these players and these monsters are in Zone B. And if the player says they want to move somewhere, the DM tells them what they're in range of. So the zone indicates your melee range, almost.
Yeah.
What you're in range of is in this zone. And it's a different way to look at the combat that doesn't involve mapping, but isn't quite as... Because I think especially for people who are used to mapping, for people who started playing on maps, Theatre of the Mind tends to mean that you just imagine a map in your head.
Yeah.
You don't consider it as a battleground, you consider it as a map, and you'll start to ask how many squares away, how many feet away from things I am, because you're still considering it as a map within your head.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, a lot of stuff has range. Like, the problem as well, like, a lot of, like, D&D stuff, like, if it's not a sword thing, then it's basically like they'll have a number of ranges, like in feet, and you're like,
yeah, D&D is a system built around using maps.
Yeah.
Built around using those range numbers. But systems that aren't built around that give you a lot more freedom to do it by Theatre of the Mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, this kind of play, and I know Mark's probably killing himself to not be here on this bit, but I suppose that plays into Blades. Because for Blades, your maps are there just for literally for a map of the city sort of thing. A lot of the combat is not.
You won't put a map in Blades.
Yeah, and
they're more scenes than maps, because that's kind of it's a like that kind of game.
Yeah, and that's the same thing for all the World of Darkness games, the vampire games. Like, there is no map, and they specifically say it has to be more story driven. It's not a map system at all, and they say. Don't include maps unless it's a handout that you're giving a person or a player that is an actual map.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of World of Darkness when I mentioned it, but it is very much I think the separate discussion of maps being used in games where maps are normal, like D&D, where the game rules, the combat rules are constructed around using a map, versus trying to use theatre of the mind in a game where the combat rules are constructed around having a map and a grid and specific ranges between things.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, in Blades or in World of Darkness, you don't necessarily discuss things by that specific range between individuals, and you don't need a map in that case to track that range. And that makes it a lot easier to do it by theatre of the mind or by zone combat, and not need to have a map visibly on the screen all the time with everybody's location on the map.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's still pretty.
Yeah. Right, so on that, I think, unless anyone's got any final points they want to put out.
10 points.
No, you're not getting any points. No, not points like that.
I've already spent all my points voting Lloyd as a Grinch
Yeah,
because it amused me.
So we're going to have a quick 10-minute break. I think it's set for 10-minute break, and then we'll be back. We're going to do our quiz, and then we're going to do our game, and then we're all going to sod off and get drunk. Not on stream.
And remember, chat, always vote for Lloyd to prevent Angie from winning.
Yeah. And keep an eye out on chat during the break, because I might pop another poll up in about 2 minutes. So,
but I will have time for a wee and a tea if you do that. I can't vote.
You can't vote for yourself,
Oh,
Anne.
it's a shame.
It's great.
But she's already run out of points.
I know, yeah.
I'm
You
not.
can't vote anymore.
Give me more points.
Not run out of points.
Not allowed anymore. So we'll be back after in 10 minutes' time. See you in a bit, chap.
Bye.
Bye.
you're deformed. I'm asking, is anybody deformed?
Is there a church anywhere around here? I'm going to butt in.
Sorry.
Is anyone in
Look,
this
if
village
anybody else
before?
wants to jump in,
I just did.
Ladies and gentlemen, for 23 years, this has been the best kept secret here on planet Earth. You are now privileged to become our first and last line of defense for all people, near and far. It's time for you to step forward to the future. You are chosen because you are the best, the brightest, and the bravest individuals our nation has ever come to recognize. Welcome to Stargate Command. You will risk your lives every day in a way more dangerous and fantastic than any of us could have ever dreamed. Understand that I represent every person of this great nation when I salute your ongoing heroic spirit. Godspeed.
Hello again, we're back. Hello.
Hello, chat, our long-suffering voluntary hostages.
Welcome back. Hope you've all got a nice drink and everything. Keen has decided
I hope
to
your
change up
eardrums
his
haven't
costume.
written.
He's hoping that you'll vote for him.
He's turned into a leprechaun.
He's a leprechaun.
He's a leprechaun.
He's got Irish roots. It's totally legit.
Yeah,
It is true.
there
Yeah,
is-
he's from the O'Keen family.
There... That's terrible. Jesus. There is a poll ongoing on who is the best, who would cook the best kitchen. Now, somebody does have a little advantage over everybody.
Best turkey, not the best kitchen. You don't cook a kitchen.
Did I say
I think he's
cooking?
cooking the results at this point in time. That's what he's doing. Gee, subliminal message in there.
I think it's a bit unfair, because we have a chef in the group.
Well, my bad. I'm so sorry.
And also, on the channel points, anyone who would like to directly give 10 points to any member who's in the competition today, you can use 1,000 channel points to give them 10 points straight away. Please don't spam it too much, but I will add it all in as they come through. And now I've said that, you'll probably spam it just to ruin my evening. So, we're going to go in to a Christmas...
Hang on, someone's spamming me and my name's spelt wrong and I'm very confused.
Is that Kahi?
I just watched my numbers go up. Someone's spamming points. I was looking at it thinking, hang on, my name's spelt wrong, and then it started going up.
Have I spelled your name wrong?
You have spelled my name.
Of course you have.
See, I don't
Of course
mind
you
someone
have.
else spelled my name wrong, but you should have learned this by now.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's pronounced Josh. Oh, good.
I just redeemed myself 10 points.
No, it's spelled right.
I think that's...
No.
Yes,
not
it definitely
poaching
spelled
thing,
right if
it's
you don't
not.
have it written anywhere else on your screen to compare it. So.
Oh. Is it wrong? Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
It's right.
you have a very subtle username.
Yeah, that's true. So we're going to do a quiz now. Now, chat, you may join in.
Oh, I can't do quizzes.
Don't worry, I don't think anyone's going to get these answers. It could be a really crap quiz. If it's a crap quiz, we're going to just cut it off and we're going to go straight to the game. But we're going to try
Roll
this
for
quiz.
initiative.
We're going to roll for initiative. Oh, God. I just did that one.
Is Croy gone into a whiskey stupor there? Look.
No, I'm just waiting.
He's like Dad on Christmas Day with his hat like cockeyed. He's on the settee.
Yeah.
Drink. Girls.
Dank.
He's just thinking about the fact that he wants to make a ranger for his next D&D character.
Oh.
Every bit of ranger art on the internet's got one eye covered.
Yeah. So, each question
There you go.
is worth 10 points. And it's the
There we
first
go,
person
next,
who
right,
gets
thanks.
it wins. Now, all of these questions are tabletop role-playing game associated.
Okay.
So none of us will have any clue. If Mark was here, he'd be winning already. So, question 1. And there are hints available. This cyberpunk role-playing game blends magic and fantasy with advanced weaponry and complex computer systems. So you might have an orc hacker and an elf.
Cyberpunk 2187.
It's Shadowrun.
What?
Points to
Cyberpunk Red.
Lloyd. Yes, it was indeed.
Is it supposed to be a buzzer or is it first come first serve?
It's
I was
first.
like, I wasn't sure if that was be a.
It's first come first serve. Yes.
I was also going to ask if we can interrupt you, actually.
Yes, you can interrupt
Because I
me.
knew it as soon as you said cyberpunk and fantasy.
I know.
Well, it'll be the first time anyone's asked about interruption on this channel.
I could see Lloyd's face. We were both thinking, can we interrupt and say the answer now?
I know. I was like, is this going to be on the roll 20? I don't know. Is there a button?
Now, I can't remember if I've actually just given you those 10 points for that question or whether that was somebody who redeemed it. I'm going to go with that. I'll give you that.
We'll keep track of these.
Why's my husband giving Keen 10 points and not me?
Wait, hold on. Wait, no, because Kadari's just given me 20,
Thank
so
you,
it should
Mark.
be 10
Oh
from
my God.
I haven't had the 10 from the question.
You've not had the 10 for the
I should be
question.
on.
I trust
Yeah.
you. Okay, there's the 10 for the question.
Because I know I gave myself 10 points to get myself to 30.
Right, question
Where's
number
the
2.
points being tagged?
It's on your camera. If you look on your camera on the stream,
Yeah.
I'm keeping track of it there. At some
Oh, yeah.
Infinity, can we add one that's like spend 2,000 points to take 10 points away from Angie every time she cheats?
I tell you what, if somebody pays for the mute Angie, I'll take 100 points off her instead. How's that?
Oh.
She's already gonna kill me. Right, question number 2. As some of the science fictional aspects of the earlier Shadowrun editions have been surprised by real-world technology. Before wireless technology existed in Shadowrun, how did hackers connect to the Matrix?
With a jack
In a pause in the back of the head.
No, remember, this is TTRPG. This isn't how they did it in the
Yeah.
film. This is how you did it in the role-playing game.
They jacked it. I mean, that if it's the cyberdex that Kadari mentioned.
Yeah. Decker's jacking with cyberdex.
Yeah.
Huh? They put a disc in their nose.
I like Angie's answer, actually.
Yeah, I like Angie's answer. They ate a cube of knowledge.
They stuck it in their ear.
Uh-oh, I know where we're going with this.
Because they would use their decks to jack into the Matrix.
So what
I think it's called Matrix
What
in
was your
Shadowrun.
answer, Josh?
Cyberdex.
Cyberdex.
Yeah, you said in Shadowrun Deckers use cyberdex jacking.
Okay.
You don't know the answer, do
Well,
you?
no, that's not the answer.
No, Andy's Googled
I
it,
know-
and he doesn't know what the answers on the Google sheet mean.
So, the answer is a physical neural interface was required, which was usually a data jack implanted in the hacker's head.
which plugs into your cyber deck. It doesn't plug into the matrix.
I hope you've got compression on that stream, by the way.
I mean, technically, Croy said it first with jacking in.
That's true.
No, I said it first.
Yeah, but I think... chat, who do you think should get the points? First person to say Cry Angie or Kadari, who's not Cry Angie or Kadari, gets to decide who...
I mean, you can give them to either.
In the Matrix, I did it in the neck. But wasn't it? What was the Johnny Mnemonic where they had that thing on their head?
In Johnny Mnemonic.
Why am I even quoting that?
I don't know, why are you quoting?
That is a very vague reference.
Because they had a
I haven't said that. I suppose.
They had basically like a hard drive in the back of their skull.
It's about as vague a reference as talking about Shadowrun in 2020, actually.
Okay.
So fair enough.
Mark's clearly
actually
biased.
not, because Shadowrun had a trilogy of video games, so it's more relevant.
So, are we saying Cry for being
Mark's
first?
not biased. He voted for Keen earlier.
Oh.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you 5 points each. How's that? That's fair.
That seems fair.
Okay then.
All you have to do to get your other 5 for your 10 is you have to go onto the IMT Facebook page and like it.
Are there any more Shadowrun questions written by somebody who clearly hasn't played Shadowrun? Just so I've got an idea of the theme.
I will. No. The next one's not Shadowrun.
Oh, good. Carry on.
A role-playing game published by West End Games in the 1980s and 90s established much of the canonical information in the expanded universe of which sci-fi fiction franchise?
Star Wars?
Star Trek.
Points to Lloyd for Star Wars.
Yeah,
it's like the only one that actually has a specifically called expanded universe.
I also would point out...
Yeah, they were shut down by Fantasy Flight when Fantasy Flight got the license for Edge of the Empire. They shut down Western Games entirely.
I'm doing this quiz live, so I'm picking the answers that you're doing, and so far I've got 100% on this quiz, so I'm looking really strong.
No wonder he doesn't know the answers.
Azure's just given another 10 points to Keen.
Thank you.
After this, someone's going to have to go through the VOD and figure out how many points Andy missed.
Yeah, I know.
And then we might have to crown a different winner when we come back in January.
10 points from Bong. Angie has given herself 10 points.
Surely that's illegal.
We'll allow it for now. She abuses it.
See, it turns out if you hang out with a lot of middle-aged role-playing like tabletop gamers, you pick up a random obscure trivia about real tabletop games.
Yeah. Okay, next question, because I've lost count of which one we're on. The acclaimed D6 system West End Games used for their Star Wars RPG originally appeared in what other licensed game? Hint, there are no lightsabers but plenty of proton packs.
Star Wars. No, Star Trek.
Ghostbusters? Did Western Games make a Ghostbusters game? I don't remember that one.
Kadari, yes, it was.
I got that from the hint, to be fair. I don't remember that.
Yeah, even I got that from the hint.
I also don't think that was the origin of the D6 system, but that's a completely separate discussion.
Maybe it will come up on this quiz that I googled.
Not from the answers so far.
Don't even know how many questions this quiz has got. Just keep going. Next question. Dungeons and Dragons.
They did. It was great, Mark said.
What? Oh,
thank you, Mark. I will discuss that with you at some other time because I'm interested.
I'm
never heard of
interested
it.
in the Ghostbusters now. Oh, we're gonna have so many more games on the schedule, Ange. Dungeons and Dragons
Santa's back.
Was the first tabletop role-playing game, and its success inspired quite a few similar games. What game, also released in the 1970s, duplicated the Dungeons and Dragons name but swapped in a different underground structure and monster?
I want to say Trolls and Tunnels, but I'm fairly certain it wasn't the first, so...
Mark, do you know it?
Point.
The answer. Mark,
Point to
text me the
Kadari.
answer.
He got it.
Muto.
No, it was Tunnels and Trolls, so I will give you points.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mark, can you pick your phone up and text me the answer?
I really don't think that was the first.
Like,
I'm very
Mark, I know
confused
you're
about this
dying,
quiz.
but can you help her out with answers?
Yeah, I mean, I will say now, anyone in chat who wants to argue this, I did not make these questions.
Yeah.
If the answers...
The problem is, I was watching Mazes and Monsters, and that threw me. That threw me from the trolls.
Too late, she's already
I was
said
also thinking
trolls,
Mazes and
trolls.
Monsters.
Mark just sent the message.
Alexa, set Angie to 10% volume.
Yeah, definitely. Keen has just
Oh,
got
dear.
another 10 points off his yacht.
Oh.
Next question.
Oh, come up here and sit on the sofa.
Suspicious.
The first post-apocalyptic role-playing game was set in a world seeded with barely functioning technology and some very, very strange mutants, bears with laser eyes. What was it called?
Fallout.
Nope.
What was the question again? I missed the third part of it. My ears are still ringing.
The first post-apocalyptic RPG was set in a world seeded with barely functioning technology and some very, very strange mutants that were bears with laser eyes. What were it called?
Purple skies.
Nope.
I won't say
Is
Wasteland,
this
but I know that's wrong.
Tabletop. Wasteland's a game, yeah.
Not
It's
Wasteland.
a computer game, rather.
No, Wasteland was inspired by something I can't remember the name of offhand.
Yeah.
But what it was inspired by is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
No,
Lady's typing.
I'm passing on this one. Mark's got it. Charlotte.
Stop typing.
Charlotte.
Gamma World.
Gamma World is correct, yes. Well done.
Well done, Mark.
Mark has got 10 points.
10 points.
No, Angela's got 10 points.
You didn't answer that.
Oh, I don't know if I can give you the
Yeah.
range.
Well, what I'm hearing here is this is a
can.
quiz that would be perfect if Mark was here.
Yeah. I mean, you'd probably ace everything.
Tell you what, I'll give you half the point, seeing as he's your husband. There you go.
No,
That'll
well,
make
I'm
you-
just doing it for him.
No, you get half the points for being the messenger. Right.
Well, just be a bit quicker.
Next
Type
question.
fast.
What current role-playing game produced by Monty Cook Games takes the idea of the inhabitants of a far future Earth encountering advanced technology they don't understand and molds it into a science fantasy setting called Ninth World?
Numenera.
Yeah. Damn it.
Ooh, points for Kadari.
It is,
Very
yeah.
fast.
Wow.
That wasn't difficult because it's the only thing Monty Cook Games is producing right now.
Yeah.
It was another. I didn't want to interrupt you before the end.
I played the computer game, the adventure game.
The computer
Yeah,
game's excellent.
brutal. It's brutally difficult, but in terms of trying to solve the problems. But yeah, it's an amazing.
It's very
world.
accurate to setting as well, which is
Very amazing.
I
world,
enjoy
yeah.
it a lot.
I really like the world, the lore. Yep.
Next question. Oh, Matt will like this one. Plenty of tabletop role-playing games have explored H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, but the first to do it was which game originally published by Chaosium in 1981?
Would that
I'm
be
going to leave this one for Mark. 'cause I don't think it was Call of Cthulhu. They had something before Call
Now-
of Cthulhu.
Chaosium?
To be fair,
Yeah.
it is Call of Cthulhu, and I think Ange just said it a second
give it to
before you.
Ange.
I did, yeah.
And
I
I mean, it
did.
was
I
a
don't
pure
think so.
guess. I can tell it was a pure guess.
Because it's the only game. It's the only.
No, I just know
the game they make.
I just know that it was Call of Cthulhu. I just knew it, but I did know it actually, and he's not texted me or anything.
Ooh. Well done,
Hey,
Ange. You get
I got that on my own, guys.
We'll give you that. You got it. Well done.
Round of applause.
I am a nerd.
Now Neva has just given
Oh, we already
Kadari
knew
10
that.
more points.
Stop giving me points. I don't want to win.
No, they're trying to make everyone equal.
Apart from Cry.
There seems to be a lot of people giving points to everybody.
Apart from
Right, I got some
Cry,
points.
it's just on his own. Yeah, no, but nowhere near as much as everyone else.
I don't
He's
even
just
know
sitting
what will
there
happen
coasting to
if we
victory.
win.
Me neither.
I've already spent all of my channel points. So.
You get the URL for the quiz.
Yeah. Next
I
question.
want that anyway.
In the Knights Black Agents role-playing game, the players are special agents fighting against a worldwide conspiracy orchestrated by which supernatural creatures?
No, that to do with
like
Cthulhu again? It's based around
vampires?
Correct. 10 points for Lloyd for vampires. And I was waiting for you to get that.
I felt like that.
Why?
When I saw your face.
That's all you ever say.
Read that.
So it's supernatural. You say vampires.
When I saw, I mean, your face gave it away.
I know the game because Mark's mentioned it a couple of times. Yeah, sorry. Vampires. Vampires.
Too late.
Vampires.
Too late.
Was it? Yeah.
No, I recognise the game. I couldn't unlink it from Unknown
like it.
Worlds, so it just wasn't coming to my mind.
Yeah, I like how you gave her a question and she.
I know.
Never mind.
Literally, no. Which role-playing game allows players to take on the roles of vampires, vying for political advantage in a setting?
Vampire the Masquerade.
Yes, points for
Yes.
Lloyd.
No, he only gets half a point because he didn't let you fit. He didn't let you finish. I would have got that. He didn't let you finish the question.
That's not the rules. I'm surprised no one else was
It's
there.
Angie's
Vampires and
rules.
politics.
Oh no, I knew it, but I was leaving it because I knew it was one Keen would get, and he hasn't had any so far. So it seemed polite.
The hat is slowing him down.
Come on, Keen.
How has he got no
Even
points? He's
Angie's
on
got a question.
70.
Yeah, because every basically chat's coasting him to victory.
Oh dear.
I'm not pushing the World of Darkness thing, all right?
He doesn't need to do the quiz. Speaking of which, Keen gets another 10 points from Lloyd. Oh dear. And Cry gets
I'm
another
saving
10
my
from
for
Bob.
later.
Chat, I have been doing them. I know I'm not shouting every single one out, but I have been doing them. I've got them on a thing coming up on me.
We're watching you.
Good. Next.
Very closely.
All of
Maybe
White
too
Wolf's
closely.
monsters and protagonists role-playing games took place in the same universe. What was it called?
World of Darkness.
Points to Keen. Nicely done, World of Darkness.
Oh, it's about time.
M.A.R. Barker, known as the American Tolkien, created one of the earliest role-playing games and one of the first to emphasize storytelling and role-playing over tactical combat. What was it called?
Dragonlance.
No.
No.
Middle Earth.
No.
Fuck.
You've got until Mark
M.A.R.
sends a
Barker.
text.
It's not.
No, it was not
He's
My
not
Little
even
Pony,
typing.
Matt. Nice try.
M.A.R. Barker. I don't know.
No super.
Oh, no, it's typing. Typing.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Empire of the Metal Throne.
Ooh.
Wrong.
Mark.
Oh no, Empire of the Petal Throne.
Was that an autocorrect?
No. It's actually, I can't show you that. I'm showing all my texts on my phone, but he did say, I read it wrong.
You read it wrong.
It says Petal Throne.
Yeah, it was the Petal
Empire of
Throne.
the something Etel throne.
So, and you get 5 points for being the messenger. There you go.
I bet he was shouting, going, no!
You stupid read the text!
You just put a separate points list up for Mark.
I think we're gonna have to.
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
He's on 20
Us
points.
versus Mark.
I know that.
I might have to farm out Google to my girlfriend so I can get 5 points.
Oh dear. Next question. The first role-playing game set in
Or he's Googling.
J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth was called...
The One Ring?
Nope.
Middle Earth.
Hobbit.
I will give you half points for that, Cry. It was called Middle-earth Role-Playing.
Oh wow!
So I will.
I'll
Give you,
I guessed one.
I'll give you 5 points for the half guess.
Close enough.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
Everyone's a winner.
Next
Does
question.
everyone get 5 points then?
No.
Oh, wait, hold on, Mark's typing. Is he just behind on the
Ah,
question?
yeah.
Correction.
There is a delay, Ange.
I put Middle Earth role playing.
Oh,
That is correct.
that is correct, but Cry beat you. Text faster.
Still not fast enough.
Roll Master, the role-playing game, the
Oh, no.
MERP rules were based on, used what distinctive naming scheme for its source books?
Wait,
Pass here.
scene.
I don't even remember the Rollmaster source book.
That's the Glorantha one, but I can't remember the naming. If there's anything about the naming scheme that's stuck out.
Say the question again. Let's see if
So,
he starts typing.
Roll Master, the role-playing game, the MERP rules were based on, used what distinctive naming scheme for its source books?
Drink.
Typing.
Alliteration?
His typing's going to
Nope.
put law.
Correct. They used names of laws as their actual books titles. So Ange gets another 5 points, or Mark's up to 30.
Like,
I think we already clarified that Mark's getting his own
Yeah.
points. Look, chat agrees.
Oh,
so it's like oh, there's a Second Amendment source book to.
I'll tell you what, we'll put it up there.
That's the one that adds guns.
He reads far too much. He's such a nerd.
Mark's
I mean, he's probably laid out upstairs with like Google on. I need to.
He won't. He won't have. He's just
That's right.
No,
So,
I guess
doesn't
it's
stop. The only thing he reads and listens to is RPG stuff.
so
yeah, the
because
one person I would expect to get more answers than me correct here is Mark.
so because Mark's on 30, Ange, I'll take 30 points off you, so you're down
You
to
will
60
not.
now.
No, she would
Bastard.
take 15 because you're only giving her half points.
No, I'm taking 30.
That's fine.
Ange, just give herself 10 points.
Come on, guys. I need some more points. Give me some points, quick, Mark.
Look at that. Cry's giving Ange 10 points as well.
Don't
'cause
get
he's my-
sucked in by it.
He's my friend.
Maybe I should start taking half of Angie's points and giving them to Mark as well.
Yeah,
It's because I'm old.
it's like compensation.
Keen has given Keen 10 points. And Lloyd has got 10 points off Jade. There we go. Next question.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
Which edition of Dungeons & Dragons replaced previous rule systems with class-specific powers that mimicked the way abilities functioned in
4.
online
Oh.
RPG? Croy did get in there first yet with
Yeah.
4th edition. Well done, Croy.
There's a reason why nobody uses it.
But I said it as well. I don't want the points, but I'm just quite
Yeah.
impressed.
Yeah,
But I just know that everybody
You
always
said
talks
it
about
right
4th
after
edition.
Croy had said it.
Yeah.
Does this even
I mean,
exist?
No.
Yeah.
And Lloyd has given Lloyd 10 points. Next question. Pathfinder is a best-selling role-playing game that's actually based on an early edition of what other role-playing game?
Dungeons and Dragons
D&D
3rd edition.
3.5.
Croy got in there first, Dungeons & Dragons.
Does this
Actually, it wasn't Croy. It was
Does D&D not
Santa.
count?
I mean, I heard
Because Cry said 3rd edition, which is wrong.
Well, I said
Lloyd was right with 3.5.
It's 3.5. It's not based on
the
3rd
answer
edition.
doesn't have the edition.
That's why I was asking.
Lame.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do now.
I'm not taking the Pathfinder question. That's
I
too
mean,
easy.
we can go to the replay.
I heard Cry first, so I'm sticking with it. And Angie has also given Angie 10 more
I even
points.
said D&D to make it faster.
You should have.
I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Cry was
I know.
louder.
You just got
Santa.
lesson learned. Angie mode engaged.
Yes, Angie. Yeah.
Turning up microphone gain to 50%.
Okay, turn the headphones down.
Sorry, chat. We haven't done sound checks for this. Next question. In Paranoia, which takes place inside a doomed city run by the computer, what happens when a player is killed?
They come back as a clone.
Points
they're
to
from a six
Lloyd,
pack.
yes.
Yeah.
They are immediately replaced by a clone.
Ooh.
Now,
Slightly related, let's get some Paranoia games in next year because I miss Paranoia.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. We should play Zap.
I will say, by the way, because of the way we've done the point system tonight, I actually don't know who's leading the quiz. So somebody in chat needs
This
to
was
go
entirely
back.
your choice.
It's me.
I think
It's
it's
alright.
Mark.
It's alright.
or
I can
Lloyd.
give myself. It's okay. I can give myself 280 more points. It's fine.
I think you're gonna win. And Jade has just given Keen 10 more points.
Why am I? No, I'm not.
Next question. One of the first zombie apocalypse role-playing games was all blank must be eaten. Fill the blank.
Humans.
Brains.
All humans.
Nope.
Children.
No. Children.
You're just shouting out words.
Flashbacks.
Brains. Humans. Eaten.
I'll give points to Cry. It was flesh.
Flesh.
Was flesh.
Yep, all flesh must be eaten.
Nice.
It's a terrible system.
Yeah.
Just
Mark
put
knew
it
the
out
answer
there.
to that.
It's a really terrible system.
No wonder I've never heard of it.
I will say at this point,
That's probably a good thing.
if you do not read out Mark's answers quick enough, you're losing him the points, Ange.
No, Mark's not quick enough. Can we have a pause of about 30
No.
seconds while the chat catches up downstairs?
I'm old and weak, and my fingers are bent and splayed.
Yeah. Next question. Dread is a horror role-playing game that uses a unique and innovative
Jenga
task.
tower.
Yes! I had to read the answers then to see which one said Jenga tower in them.
Yeah.
Nice one, Lloyd. That was brilliant.
Nice, yeah.
As
So
opposed to the Dread board game, which uses your phone.
instead of rolling dice,
Dread is the only reason I have a Jenga tower.
yeah, so
Yeah,
instead of rolling
same.
dice, players must pull a brick from a Jenga tower without knocking the tower over to succeed at doing a task.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yes.
quite fun.
It's entertaining, but obviously cannot be done on virtual tabletop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In VR.
We'll find a way.
Tabletop.
No, I'm not trusting tabletop simulator
Tabletop
physics for
doesn't
that.
have Jenga.
VR thing with that then. Wait a minute. That's a good idea, Roy.
Yeah, there is VR tabletop.
Yeah. Let's trust something with less accuracy than tabletop simulator. That's the answer.
Next question.
You're probably in VR.
all
you're
downhill from here.
Just fly across the room.
The first licensed Marvel role-playing game was TSR's Marvel Superheroes. It used a colourful chart and a set of abilities known as...
Smash?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Powers.
No. You're on the right
Arc.
track.
Traits?
No. I think you're on the right track anyway, going off the answers.
Superpowers?
Say the question again.
The first licensed Marvel role-playing game was TSR's Marvel Superheroes. It used a colourful chart and a set of abilities known as... Not the Force and not part life.
The
Abilities.
Force.
Not
The power
abilities.
cosmic?
No.
He's not even typing. He's either passed out, ill.
Yeah, he's got
He
PTSD
also
from
doesn't
playing
know.
that game.
He's away to find
Maybe I
the
should-
book on the shelf. He's actually
yeah.
got it.
Maybe I should check on him.
We'll give chat 20 seconds. Flower power? No. Not flower power.
Mark, you still alive?
Traits?
No.
No.
Points.
Not points.
I would love it if it's just abilities.
Characteristics, Jade said.
What if it's-
Wisdom.
Not
Matt
characteristics
said.
and
You're
wisdom.
only shouting out words now.
Oh, okay. Mark has no idea.
He has no idea.
Attributes.
Okay.
The
Are they
ans-
no ideas?
The
It was a set of
answer,
attributes called phase rip.
phase rip, yes. Have you just Googled that?
No. I was just curious if you said it was similar. I wasn't sure if the answer was going to be attributes. Because you said it was similar to what Croy was saying with abilities. And I wasn't sure where you were going with it.
I didn't know. You said
But also I
phase...
didn't want to answer that.
Well, I'll give you the points because you got it.
It's,
phase rip.
We use essentially the same thing in Mutants and Masterminds.
Yeah.
Phase rip is an acronym based on the list of attribute names. Fighting, agility, some other stuff I don't remember offhand. Just always
Like
annoyed
I'm
me because
probably-
phase rip was spelt wrong.
Yeah.
There you go.
I thought, see, one of the answers was hero, and I thought, oh, that's gonna be the answer, isn't it?
No, Hero's a different system.
Oh. Jade gave Keen 10 more points, and some old pirate has just given Ange 10 more points. Look at that.
Aw. That's compensation for not knowing the answer.
I was gonna say.
What's more than that?
Yeah.
Why did I agree to this?
We found an answer Mark doesn't know. I'm more surprised about that than
I
anything.
know, yeah. Ooh, Mark, standards are dropping. Next question. The D20-based superhero role-playing game uses the classic Thing and Other Thing naming convention. The DC Adventures RPG uses
Mutants
the...
and Mastermind?
Yes! Look at that! Well done, Lord!
Ironically.
How ironic. I see,
I
I
was
only
gonna say, I
got that.
literally just said it a minute ago.
I'd have got that
I
one.
know. Unfortunately, you can't
wouldn't.
get the answer if it's the answer to the next question.
Yep.
I think we need more World of Darkness questions for Keen.
I know,
maybe.
yeah. I don't...
Yeah.
I don't think...
Yeah. What is the power
Or
thing?
more,
that's not
or more
major
American
doing?
games overall, anyhow.
Yeah.
TSR is an American publisher. Mutants and Masterminds is published by Green Ronin, which is in America.
I
We just need to expand your knowledge of American games.
I'm not
You're
even...
not getting extra points for that knowledge.
What we could
Show
do
off.
is to prove Keen's World of Darkness credentials, is we could come up with a World of Darkness quiz.
What, on the fly now?
Multi
Should we just...
source. No, not right now. Like as a future thing. Just, he can earn his World of Darkness card.
Can you have
If
some
you want
easy
to push
questions?
yourselves,
What,
I've got some food and drink trivia right here.
That's a weird thing to have on your desk. Well, I suppose it is in character. Never mind.
Jade gives Keen another 10 points. Look at that. Right,
Really, Jade needs to be running out of points at this.
this is the last question now, and then we're going to move on to our little secret Santa game to play.
That should be entertaining.
Yes, I know. Last question. A Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game based on the series of novels of George R.R. Martin includes a very detailed chart focused on what?
Heraldry or genealogy.
Dragon flight speed of a winged.
I'm going to give the points to Lloyd for the
Because it's
heraldry.
the houses tie together.
It's relationships and
The
Yeah.
bloodlines or whatever. Yeah,
All the
family.
incestuous relationships and
Exactly.
the family tree.
Specifically
Yeah,
on
lineage,
how to
yeah.
create your coat of arms for your Westeros
Yeah.
noble house. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's all to do with the lineage. So well done, Lloyd. You get the last quiz 10 points. Look at that, there you go. So yes, there we go. I've got really high scores on that quiz. Thank you very much, guys. Got one question wrong, so not 100%.
Well, which one did you click wrong?
It was the zombies apocalypse. I did think it was brains, but it was flesh.
It was Flash, yeah. So
And
Flash on
on
the feed.
the Marvel
Still
hero, I
terrible.
thought it was hero. But yeah. So yeah.
No, that's the hero system again.
So at the end of the quiz section, Mark is on 30 points, Kadari is on 95 points, Ange is on 100 points, Croy is on 110 points, Keen is on 140 points, and leading the way ever so slightly is Lloyd with 160 points.
Hey.
So far, Ange has spent 90 points on herself.
And the one thing this proves is that the cute penguin does
I
not
can
gain you
rec-
points.
No, it doesn't. Right, so now we're going to move on to the final section of tonight's show. And for this, we're going to need this
Croy's been
screen.
replaced again.
It's not working. Why is this not working? There we go, it's working. So, you're all logged into Roll20
no.
because you're all going to need to roll a dice for this.
Oh no.
Oh, I'll roll it on the screen if you're going to do it like that then.
I've also lost the points system.
Oh, that's a good start.
Hang on.
What was the point?
There was no point.
Hang on.
Why are we gathered here today?
Let me just... bear with me, chat. I'm just sorting out the points so that they move over to the the other overlay.
There's also a couple of 10 pointers that have been added in the meantime.
I've seen them. I will do them in 2 seconds.
That's the first roll that I've done on Roll20 in like 5 years.
Wow. Hasn't changed.
Well, it's all uphill from here.
Right.
There we go.
Get any lower, that's right.
So what points has someone given? So as Jade has given Keen 10 more points.
And I gave Kadari 10 points.
And
Which I appreciate.
Lyda's given
But I wasn't here to win. Obviously.
I know, it's just so you're slightly ahead of Angie.
But you're going to miss out on the pristine prize. Which we've yet to work out.
I mean, suppose on the other hand, if there was an actual prize, I'd be the only one receiving it in the current world conditions.
So this is called, a little game that we've whipped up, is called Santa's Drop. Now on this game, you are all on Santa's sleigh, flying over the chimney tops. And your challenge is to deliver as many presents down the chimneys as you can before the reindeers give up. Okay? Now each of you get to choose a role, so you have to decide amongst yourselves who's going to be who. So I'll go through all the roles and then you can decide who wants to be who. Okay? So the first role is the fast elf. This elf can throw 2 presents per roll, but they have to roll higher than 13 to succeed. Okay, and this is all on a d20. Then there's the average elf. They can throw 1 present, but has to succeed over a 5. Or they can choose not to throw a present and subtract 1 for the reindeer. And that makes sense in a second. Okay? The third person is the driver of the sleigh. They must roll over a 10 to keep the sleigh on track, otherwise everybody will get a -2 for the next round on their rolls. Then there's the reindeer. A reindeer must roll over 0 plus the number of rounds that have gone on to keep going. Okay?
Alright.
So if the normal elf decides to give the reindeer -1, they basically give you another round, but then they don't throw any presents. And then finally, there is Santa. Santa gets to choose on each round to give a +2 to 1 person. Okay?
Okay.
I think
Sounds
we've
Is this
lost
competitive or cooperative?
So it's fully cooperative, this one. So
Okay.
the idea is
Just
you've got
making
to
sure.
get as many presents down the chimneys as you can before the reindeer fails a roll.
Ho, 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 ho.
Okay?
Croy Santa.
Right, so Croy, you want to be
I think that's a
Santa.
given.
So I can give people +2.
So,
I'm not sure. I think
Before-
he's just got a weird kink.
yeah, so before each round, you get to decide who goes, who
Who is
you can
who.
give a +2 to for that round.
Yeah. What was the driver one again? You have to roll above 10
So
and...
the driver has to roll above 10 on each round, or they will give a -2 to everybody's roll.
Ooh.
So the
Right.
driver will roll second in the initiative order.
Just give me any old crap.
Okay, we'll give her a mute.
Matt's saving up his points to mute me.
That's good. Who wants to be the driver then?
I'll
take the
drive.
driver.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh.
I'll go.
okay.
So who won on that one?
And we'll let Angie drive.
Yeah.
Who would like to be the reindeer?
I'll do the reindeer.
Okay then. Well, no, you can't.
Lloyd's going to be the reindeer. Who wants to be the normal elf?
There's no normal
I'll
elves
let you
here.
choose, Keen. Normal or fast?
All right. I'll
What
take
kind of
the
question is that?
average.
Okay, so Keen's going for the normal elf, which means, Kadari, you are the fast elf.
Numerically worst character.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the sleigh sets off, and your score begins. So, Croy, First round of initiative. Who would you like to give a +2 to?
Kadari.
Okay, so you're giving a
That's my
+2
name.
to Josh on the first round.
Well, actually, that's not my name. It's the name I use on the internet.
What, Josh?
Yep.
No, what is your real name?
It's also not my name.
Who knows? Driver, can you roll me a d20? Well done. Good driving. Nobody gets a -2.
I am a good driver.
Reindeer, you get to roll now. So you've got to roll above a 0 to keep the sleigh going.
Oh god, I hope I don't
I
screw
think
this
you
up.
might get this.
I don't know, if you rolled it, you got like a 0, you go, what?
You got a 3!
Just-
Whey! So you pass that. Right, now it's time for the point scoring. So, yeah. So, Keen, you could choose to either throw now or give a -1 to the reindeer on the next round.
I'll throw now.
Okay?
That's fine.
So you've got to roll over a 5 to score a point. 7.
Yay.
1 point. And Kadari beat a 13 to get 2 presents in.
Yep.
Or you,
With a
or you
+2.
can. Or 4.
That's an up.
I was gonna say you can choose to throw 1, but then you have to beat a 5. So you can choose to throw 2 and try and beat it, sort of thing. But you don't score anything. So on the first round you score 1 point.
He's got a +2 to that 4.
Oh sugar, he has, but he threw 2 presents, so he
Yes,
still
I
doesn't
did.
get
Still
over
2
13.
presents. Admittedly, because you didn't say anything about the past, I'll
You
throw in one
rolled
present.
very
before.
quickly. I was about to say it, and you rolled. I was like, oh, okay.
The rules are not made clear.
We're winging it. It's fine.
These elves are wonderful.
So on the you managed to get 1 present delivered. Okay, so now we go back to Santa. Who would you like to give your +2 to?
Keen.
Okay, you're giving the +2 to Keen for this round. Angie, would you like to drive the sleigh? 12, very good. You managed to keep it on track still. And Lloyd,
Can I beat a 1?
you've got to beat a 1. I think you've still got this one.
I would love it if it was just that's where I would love it if that's where it ended.
Somehow you rolled a 0 again. Okay, so the reindeers are still on. So now we go to Keen. Keen, you have got a +2 for this round. Or you can choose to just give your -1. Oh, you've rolled. Yes.
Rolled.
So you managed to successfully deliver 1 present. Kadari, do you want to throw 1 or 2 presents?
Yeah, I'll throw 2 again.
Throw 2, so you're beating 13.
That's
And
enough.
that's a natural 1. No presents.
Oh no.
Round number 3.
Oh, there's a little child crying somewhere now.
I know.
Oh, that's Josh.
It's not my
They
problem.
deserve that cold.
Santa, round 3. Who would you like to give your +2 to this turn?
Kadari.
That's my name. Well, it's not my name. It's the name I use on the internet.
And Lloyd, would you like to roll for the reindeer? You now have to beat a 2. Now things start getting serious. You could end this at any moment now.
That's where the fun begins.
16. The sleigh carries on. Ange, how well are you driving the sleigh? Very good, as
Amazingly.
it turns out. Very good.
Amazing.
Keen, are you throwing a present, or do you want to assist the driver? Or the reindeer, sorry.
Oh, we'll still go for presents for now. We'll play the odds.
Go for presents, and you get 1 present in. Nice. Kadari, you have a +2 on this. Do you want to throw 1 or 2 presents?
I will throw 1.
1 present. Yep, you managed to succeed. So on this round, you managed to deliver 2 presents.
What happens if there was 3 kids in that house, though?
They share. It's Christmas.
One of them gets screwed. That's unfortunate when you're the youngest.
Yeah. Santa!
Oh, ho, ho.
Who would you like to give your +2 to this round?
Lloyd.
You're giving it to the reindeer. Very good. Reindeer! Are you still going? So you've got to beat a 2 and you have got a +2. But beat a 3 now, sorry. With a +2, so I think you'll get this. Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Very good. Ange, how well are you driving? $18. You're doing very good.
I'm amazing.
Wow. And Keen, do you want to throw a present or do you want to help the reindeer for next time?
We'll still throw a present this time.
Still throwing a present, and you succeed in throwing 1 present. Kadari, 1 or 2?
I will attempt to throw 2.
2 presents. Got to beat 13. Easily done.
All
2
right.
presents. Nicely done.
How many
2
presents are we on currently?
So at the moment you scored 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. You're up to. This is coming into
What's
round.
the population of Earth? We might be here a while.
You're into round 4.
Yeah. It's when the reindeer craps out and you crash into an orphanage.
We've passed at least the break-even point.
Yes. So don't forget, we're setting the level for chat to beat.
Talking of chat.
Yes, we'll do a quick. Jade has given Keen 10 points.
And that's all.
No.
That's all I said, right?
Ange has given Ange 10 points. There'll be a hollow victory there, I'm sure.
Someone's pushing for that prize.
I know. Round 5. Santa, who would you like to give you +2 to this time?
How many rounds?
Who, sorry?
What?
My fast elf, please.
Your fast elf?
Ho,
Yes.
ho, ho.
There are as many rounds as you can succeed. So as soon as the reindeer fails their roll, you're out.
Oh.
Yeah?
Oh.
So, reindeer, please make a roll.
Yes.
You are now trying to beat a 4. 19 again.
Look at these. We never roll this good.
I know, these are brilliant rolls.
This is just
I
like.
have a feeling though the elves should take over like the pulling and the driving of the sled, and we should swap out to the present throw.
Ange, how well are you driving this sleigh? 18. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
The best driving
Yeah.
she's ever done.
Wow.
Luckily, she's still got signals that she's asking some old parrot what the controls are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Keen, would you like to throw 1 present or help the reindeer?
We're still doing 1 present.
1 present, and you succeed very easily to do that. And Kadari,
I know, Andy. He's never rolled like this.
you have a +2.
2 presents.
2 presents, yep. 14, yep. You without the +2 you get that, but yeah. So 2 more presents delivered. Very well done. On to round 6. Santa, who would you like to give your +2 to this turn?
The reindeer.
Ah, okay, so we're giving the +2 to Lloyd for his reindeers. Lloyd, how's the reindeer faring? So we're on round 5 points.
Santa obviously doesn't like me.
So you've
Yeah,
got
if
to
the
roll
reindeer
above
thinks
a
it's probably
3.
a bad time to start drinking.
Roll above a 3. Yes, 17. Amazing rolls again. Ange, how's your driving going? So, both elves will now take a -2 to their rolls.
Ooh.
That's fine. They rolled terribly anyway.
Oh, we have some points. We have some points. Some old
do it
pirate's
after
just
the
woken
round.
up from his drug haze.
He's come out of hibernation.
1 present or help the reindeer?
So this one I'm going to help the reindeer.
You're going to help the reindeer. So -1 for the reindeer.
Nice.
Fast elf. 2 presents or 1?
1 present.
1 present, so you've got to beat.
That's a knob.
You got nothing, so no points.
I will glare at the driver.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why so many kids don't believe in Santa Claus.
Yeah, definitely. Santa, who would you like to give your 2 points to?
The average elf.
You want to give them to the average elf? That's fine. Lloyd, you need to roll higher than a 4.
No, we did.
And that's it! Just like that, the reindeer have lost
Oh
control.
wait, didn't I get? Yeah.
Even
I
with
got a +3 from the ordinary elf.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you've crashed.
Oh.
The reindeer have buckled loose, the sleigh drops down,
Thanks, Santa!
and all the presents get crushed. You managed to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points.
Wow. That's like exactly 50%.
What?
Possible.
Oh yeah. 10 points. Speaking of 10 points, let's see what chat have done. Keen has given Croy 10 points.
Lloyd, put your hat and that on again. I'm going to take a picture.
Some old pirate has given Kadari 10 points.
Screenshot, Ange. Screenshot. Properly.
You know, you do it. You do it.
Some old pirate has given Ange 10 points.
My way's much better, we know it is.
Croy 10 points. Ange has given Ange 10 points.
No, I think you did. I thought you put that on.
And the Bongmaster has given Ange 10 points.
Bongmaster! Look at me. Look forward, Lloyd. Oh, look, right, okay.
Isn't forward all relative anyway?
Huh? There you go. You can move again now. I would have took one of you, Andy.
All right, very good. So, there we go. So, chat, you have to beat a score of 10 points. Don't think it'll be that hard to do. I will post all of this in the Discord for anyone who's interested in trying to beat us. But I'll just quickly run over the rules again for anyone who wants to try it. You have a fast elf who can throw 2 presents at once or choose to throw 1. If he throws 2, he has to beat a 13. If he throws 1, he has to beat a 5. You have a normal elf who has to beat 5 to throw 1 present or can give a -1 in total for the reindeer to have to roll. You have an elf who drives the sleigh who must roll over 10 to keep the sleigh on track, or everyone else, just the other elves, gets a -2 for the next rolls. If you're the reindeer, you must roll over 0 plus the amount of rounds minus how many the elf has given you to keep the sleigh going, and Santa gets to give a +2 to any one person at the start of each round. Quite simple. Probably not well balanced. There's probably a loophole
really
there that someone could abuse and make the game last forever.
Yeah.
But we
I've made notes.
Yeah, there's definitely a few loopholes. But yeah, it's a little Christmas game there for people.
That was fun. Well done.
And 2 more 10 points have come in. Jade has given Keen 10 points.
Yeah, she's trying to stat pad his way to victory.
Oh no. I don't even know what it is.
And Lloyd has given Lloyd 10 points.
We get to GM the next game.
Yeah, you get to be Santa now.
Oh.
And with that, we're almost about done here on stream for everyone. We'll just give a final farewell. Thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure. Like I said, we may or may not have another stream lined up just over Christmas, but if it is, it will be announced on the day, and it will be me and Ange doing a cruise. But if not, don't worry, we will be doing that cruise in the new year, if not. Lloyd has just given Lloyd 10 more points.
And there's also 10 points that are missing off Keen, so we should both be at 180.
Okay.
I don't know why she's so determined to push Keen to victory.
Jade has just given Keen another 10 points, so now Keen's at 190. Yeah. Lloyd has given himself 10 more points, so that's 190.
I'm not going to give in to stat padding.
Just take it. Take it.
Yeah.
So we're all the darkness connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take your dirty vampire world and fuck it.
So.
Not just vampires, other things as well.
Hey, look at me! I'm a Toreador!
Keen has just given Lloyd 10 more points. I have a feeling neither one of you wants to win. Bong has given Kadari 10 points.
Yeah. I reckon we give the victory to Mark.
Yeah.
What, so he has to DM the next game?
Yeah.
Right.
He has to do the Christmas adventure.
2021.
Yep. And we will call it there. No more points. Don't spend any more channel points. Any more channel points that go spend now will not be counted. I've closed the thing. So Lloyd is the winner, and I will give you your prize in 2 seconds, Lloyd. You'll like this. Before we close off and everything, we would like to say a very happy birthday to one of our very own, some old pirate, who unfortunately is ill. Hopefully he'll recover in time for his birthday. We wish him fast recoveries and a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday, old man.
Happy birthday.
If you were in the Discord,
He will be old.
Spam him in the chat. Tag him in.
Will
say
he?
happy
Not till,
birthday.
it's Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is his actual birthday.
Aww.
So, yeah.
Christmas.
So, it's one of those.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
As always,
like Frosty. Happy birthday.
And he will be 50 years old.
Ooh, half 100. He's almost halfway to being 100.
Yeah, you get a selfie from the Queen because you can't get a letter until you're 100.
No, selfie.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, as always, if you're not in our Discord, please join our Discord. If you are not followed to our Twitch, please follow our Twitch. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube. We will be back in the new year with a lot more games and 3 full campaigns rotating round on Saturdays. And if you are available tomorrow, we will be running our Minecraft server, which I can announce now because I forgot all about it. Which mod pack is
Good
the
attempt.
winner?
What if people reacted after 10 PM? This could be rigged.
Well, we'll just go with what it says now, shall we?
Yeah.
The winner is life in the Village.
Can spend 1,000 points for a refund for a recount.
The winner for the mod pack for the Minecraft server is Life in the Village 2. So
yes,
bless you.
Ow.
So tomorrow the server will go live. I will drop the information in our Discord. If you want to play, you're more than welcome to. You will need to get the Life in the Village 2 mod pack. I will announce the virgin number the
virgin
the version number
the virgin number.
Version number.
Speaking of which, we should probably do something on the Discord to name the village when we build it.
Yes, we will definitely do that. That's going to be running.
Hello, it's Angie's town.
No, it's not.
No, it's not
living there.
No. Right now, that's me vetoed. So that server will be running over Christmas into the new year. If you'd like to jump on, help build anything, or just run around killing Ange, you can't kill me because I'll be in God mode. You're more than welcome to join us. So the details will only be posted in the Discord, so do make sure you're in the Discord to get involved. And that's it. It's been a
Happy
pleasure.
Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
The winner of tonight's show, Lloyd, gets to singles out.
1 second.
Just sing the Infinite Monkey theme tune.
I don't know the words.
We hope to
It's
see all
one
of you
word.
around the table next year, and I will leave you with this one
I
comment.
want to see if there's a random Christmas songs here we go. Christmas lyrics generator.
Which
Why
Christmas?
are Infinity's ears sticking out of his hood?
That's what my ears. When you're ready,
Let's
Lloyd.
go for random. Yeah, no, I'm trying to see what this generates, because this could be
Merry
quite fun.
Christmas, everybody. Have a good New Year.
Stay safe, everyone.
Stay safe. Wrap up warm.
Oh, actually, before we have Lloyd sing us off,
I gave you my computer.
You
Too late.
started.
I'm on fire.
Go on, shout over it.
But the
You're going to
very
have to
next
pause.
day, you sold it on eBay. No, you paused. Limelight's on Lloyd.
fair enough, you did win the points.
It's literally a limelight because everything is green.
wait.
This is from a song lyrics generator, and I just put random, like, make it let it fill every field with a random word. So this probably make any sense.
Oh, dear.
This year to save me from tears, I'll give it to Chloe Moret.
Chloe?
Apparently, it's all the fill-in words for the song are random.
Unbelievable.
I'm
Okay, we should
confused.
sing Jingle Bells after
we'll
Josh
do
has said
Jingle
what he's going
Bells.
to say. Josh,
Get down.
yeah. Josh, what were you saying?
Yes. Something we were intending to mention and apparently disappeared from everybody's minds along the way. Keen is currently running a charity fundraiser.
Yes.
Please, if you can, donate. The link is in chat.
Yep. He's doing it for a very
Yes.
good cause.
Yeah, stand up to cancer. We've pretty much all known somebody or have somebody that has been affected by cancer. So please, this is a great charity to support and put in for, because it is making a difference in people's lives. So I appreciate it, and happy Christmas for everybody.
Yay. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
Please go and support.
Now we can sing Jingle
Lloyd,
Bells.
lead us off in
Can we?
Jingle Bells.
And now feel free to mute the stream.
1 second.
You're looking for the words for Jingle Bell.
I want to do the right
Jingle all the way.
The way.
Oh, what fun.
what
Why am I
fun it is
it
to
is
ride
to
on the
ride on the
one-horse
one-horse open
open
sleigh.
Hey,
Hey,
jingle bells,
jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on the one-horse open sleigh. Yeah.